Was good, was good, was good. Look, I appreciate it, man. Look, hey, I was doing something, man. I wanted to get the first half, but I was like, I'm gonna catch it at halftime. Shout out to the dude Brooklyn for alerting me the game had started, man. I was everywhere, man. But man, we gotta hey, how the two mighties look like they have fallen. How the two mighties look like they are falling, man. But I'm actually going for the Gamecocks, man. You know, shout out to Paopao, man. Even though I'm a laurenbetts fan, man, how the mighty look like they're falling this weekend. This is the fall of the mighties, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I know I'm a little late, but shout out to y'all though, man. Shout out to y'all though, man. We're about to get started though, but man, how the mighty have fallen. I appreciate y'all, man. Man, how the mighty have fallen. South Carolina with the ball, top of the key. South Carolina drives, and they put it in. That's a basket. Hopefully, Paopao can get going, man. Shout out to y'all again. This is IMZO Media. My bad for being late. Look, I was doing something, man. I was doing something. Hey, look, Gamble, you right, my dude. Both SCTs getting this work today, this weekend, man. This is the weekend of the mighty fallen. Nice shot. That was a nice shot by Rice, man. Nice shot by Rice. Again, if she going, good luck. If she going, good luck. Good luck. Out of bounds off UCLA. Great defense by laurenbetts right there. Hey, we got some draft picks in this game as well. Paopao. I know laurenbetts will be next year, but she'll definitely be a top 5 pick in next year's draft. They definitely got some gunners over there at UCLA. So don't sleep on them, man. They got some gunners over there in UCLA. Don't sleep on them, man. Don't sleep on them. Again, Paopao, one-on-one, dishes it to the corner. Raven for 3, and that's buckets. If Raven can become 3 and D, she might be a 3rd-round pick, you know? She can become 3 and D. We got ourselves a 27-45 ball game, UCLA. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Rice, top of the key, inside the laurenbetts. They can't do nothing with her, but she misses the layup. Rebound, SC. Come on, man. You got to make that layup, man. You got to make that layup. But again, make sure y'all share, like, subscribe as y'all come in. It's your host, Prince. My apologies for being late, man. Look, it's Sunday. Great shot by Paopao, top of the key. And she's going. She got their first 4 points coming out of halftime. Shout out to Paopao. And timeout on the floor, UCLA. We got ourselves a 29-45 ball game. Good. They give me a chance to catch up. Good. Again, South Carolina just isn't hitting shots. I mean, Paopao was 1 for 5 in the first half. Raven Johnson was 1 for 2. I mean, what you gonna do in your backcourt? Your starting backcourt ain't hitting shots. So again, hopefully Doan got on them at halftime. Like, hey, we can play as much defense as we want. We can move the ball as much as we want. But if we not hitting shots, what are we doing, man? Again, what are we doing if we not hitting shots? And let me get the scoreboard up again. I was running a little late, man. I was running a little late. So shout out for y'all for being patient with the boy, man. Shout out to y'all for being patient. Let me get the score up though. But again, while I'm getting the score up, it's 29-45. We got South Carolina Gamecocks 5-0, number 1 in the country. We got the number 5 team, UCLA, 45. They up 29-45 on the number 1 team in the country. A second day of the battle of the unbeatens, man. Second day of the battle of the unbeatens. So shout out to both of them for being undefeated so far in the season. Again, I thought Gamecocks would jump out on them big because UCLA, I mean, they got guards over there. I just felt like Gamecocks guards defensively could kind of like stifle them a little bit, and they would have to depend on laurenbetts a little bit too much, man. Yeah, Reddit. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like for her. We'll definitely see what it looks like for her. Let me give me a second to get this up here, man. Apologies for being late. Look, I was shout out to my dude Brooklyn for reminding me, man. Look, I was eating a good breakfast. The wifey cooked a good breakfast. Shout out to the wifey, man. Shout out to the wifey. Let me get this up for y'all. Again, it's a timeout on the floor right now. 45-29 Gamecocks are down to the number 5 team in the country, UCLA, on the road. I mean, they are on the road, so I mean, I feel like again when your backcourt goes 1 for 9, well 1 for 8 in the first half. I mean, what you supposed to do? What you supposed to do? My backcourt goes 1 for 8 in the first half. What you want me to do? What you want me to do, man? What you want me to do? And I'm saying you bring in Bree Hall into that, right? Your guards go what? They were 2 for 13 in the first half. What you want to do with that? What I'm supposed to do with that if I'm Dawn Staley? What I'm supposed to do with that if I'm Dawn Staley? Hey man, be cool, man. Hey, be cool, man. Be cool, man. Hey, be cool. Hey, look, church and everything on Sunday, man. Church and everything on Sunday, man. Church and everything on Sunday, man. Be cool. Again, for the Gamecocks, Kitts hasn't scored, Fegan hasn't scored, Bree Hall got 3, Raven Johnson got 3, Te-Hina Paopao got 7. She had 3 at halftime. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? What you want Dawn Staley to do with that? Lauren Betts controlling the boards like always, protecting the rim. They having struggles getting to the rim, making layups. I mean, but I believe in Dawn Staley. I think she's gonna get them together. They just got to hit shots. They hit shots, they'll be all right, man. They just got to get those shots going. They hit shots, they'll be all right. We out of the timeout. UCLA back the other way. Out of bounds. Off of Watkins. Hopefully she can get going on defense because she's looking a little suspect. Hopefully she can get going on defense. She is looking a little suspect. Let me actually switch screens though. I got y'all. Let me switch screens. Let me bring this one to this one. Rice drives, kicks it. They look inside, stolen by Watkins. They push it back the other way. Raven Johnson coming across half court, looking to set it up. Kicks it. 1-on-1 in the corner with Lauren Betts. Let's see what she does. Hands it off. Trying to get it to Paopao in a moving screen on South Carolina. Again, 29-45 for those who are coming in. Yeah, it's going to be a long day. Hey, you can't go undefeated every season, Brooklyn. You're right, but it's about how they finish. Let's see how they finish. Never know, man. Let's see how they finish on the season. Never know. Never know. And again, this game ain't over with. This game ain't over with. A couple quick runs here, and who knows? This game not over here. This game not over with. UCLA back the other way. Hands it off to Lauren on the elbow. She hands it off. McDaniel in trouble. Kicks it back to the top of the key. I need Barker to start going, man. I need to see what she got, man. Because they got her being they got Barker being a top 10 draft pick. So I want to see what she got. Back the other way, Raven kicks it. Paopao looking to get going. She pulls up over Barker. No good. Rebound UCLA. UCLA back the other way. 47-29 ball game. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. And Lauren Betts lays it in. Again, if you can't do nothing with her, you're in trouble. If you can't do nothing with her, you're in trouble. 49-29 ball game. We got ourselves a 20-point ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Watkins on the wing, inside. Looking to get it to Tina again. Te-Hina trying to heat up. I think she got 4 points already. She basically scored all her points in the second half so far. Back outside to Paopao. Paopao for 3. And she makes it. Hey, she all they got right now. She woke up, though. Shout out Paopao, man. She woke up, though. We got ourselves a 49-32 ball game. 5:50 left in the third. And UCLA drives and lays it in. They can't stop. Hey, Watkins, man, protect the rim. Do that. You do that, you'll be all right. Protect the rim. Hey, you're right. You're right, though, Brooklyn. You're right, though, Brooklyn. They can't blame her because she ain't on the floor. They can't blame her. What is Watkins doing? Stay on your feet. Wow. Hey, that's facts though. That's facts though. That's facts though, Brooklyn. That's facts. But what are you doing? Stay on your feet. 51-32 ball game. Wow. UCLA on defense. Let's see what havoc they can create. Their defense been great. South Carolina hasn't been getting a lot of open shots. They've been a lot of contested shots. That's an open shot, and she knocks it down. Great shot right there. If Edwards can get going. I mean, she was over 3 in the first half. UCLA back the other way. Pulls up for 3. Hey, shout out to Jones, man. Shortest lady on the court out there balling. And blocked by Lauren and a foul on the play. Watkins will be shooting too. I mean, if South Carolina wants any chance of winning this game, they're going to have to get her out the paint. That means one of your bigs got to start hitting a jump shot. Like, if they're going to have any chance of coming back in this game. Hey, you're right, though. I mean, she 1 for 6. She ain't having a good shooting game, but her defense been solid. Barker, her defense been solid. She's been setting some solid screens for the guards. I mean, she ain't having a stellar game, but she doing all right. Yeah, I mean, Shaisha, I see what you're saying, because Fawali only took 2 shots in the first half. I mean, she hasn't even really played that many minutes. So she got 0 points, 0 assists, 0 steals. She's been non-existent. And I think Dawn Stell is just trying to find. I think sometimes you, as a coach, you're down like this on the road with a high-power team. You're just trying to find somebody to give it a spark. And it's sometimes coaches just get a little too smart for themselves. Instead of sticking to what they have throughout, they get a little too smart. So we'll see. She might go back to her again. We're only halfway through the third, so she might go back to her. We'll see. Yeah, but Fawali only took 2 shots, so we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. But shout out to y'all for coming in. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to I Am Zoe Media. Appreciate it. I just pulled it up at halftime, man. My bad for running late, man. My bad for running late. Shout out to Brooklyn for reminding me. Like, I had a lot going on, but again, I know all of y'all starting to flow in right now. YouTube finally put my live in the algorithm. I've been live for about 13 minutes though, but shout out to y'all for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to some of these while we at the thing. Yeah, Shaisha, she got to let her play. She got to let Fawali. Again, Fawali just got to hit some shots when she come in and be impactful. If she could push the ball, they'll be all right. Because again, UCLA sets up their defense with Lauren Betts. It's hard to score on them. Don't let UCLA set their defense up. Brooklyn said she might be having a good shooting game, but she's been taking good shots, and everything she's been doing outside of scoring has been winning plays. Yeah, you're talking about Brooklyn. You talking about Barker, Janiyah Barker. Yeah, she's been setting great screens for the guard. She's been solid on defense, protecting penetration. So I mean, yeah, I'm not really worried about her right now. I mean, she still comes off the bench, so I ain't tripping. But shout out for y'all for pulling up. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Janiyah Baker. Yeah, she making winning plays. But shout out to London though, man. Shout out to London. London out there balling, man. Let me see what London got, man. London 4 for 4 from the 3-point line. As we know, she's their best 3-point shooter. So if London's going, good luck. Again, back from timeout, 20-point ball game. South Carolina Gamecocks down 20, 54-34 ball game. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Watkins at the line shooting 2. And she makes the first of 2. 54-35 ball game. Yeah, let me refresh this, man. I don't know why it don't be refreshing for the boy. And she makes both 54-36 ball game. UCLA back the other way with double A. I'm gonna call it double A. I'm gonna call it double A. I don't know how to say her last name. I don't want to mess it up. Barker, top of the key, and she pulls up for 3, and that's buckets. Hey, Brooklyn called it. Brooklyn called it. She make winning plays. I know Texas A&M miss her. 57-36 ball game. South Carolina back the other way. Drives. Paopao kicks it to Watkins. No good. Short front of the rim. Rebound Betts. Double A back the other way. And out of bounds off South Carolina will retain possession. Hey, Double A been solid today, man. Double A been solid today. Shout out to Double A, man. What's that, Be Well, man? What's that? Yeah, I'm a little late, man. I forgot to make my thumbnail yesterday and everything. Brooklyn had to remind me to go live. Yeah, I see her overseas, Brooklyn. London, short on the jump shot. Stick to the threes, my lady. UCLA, back the other way. Gamecocks setting it up. Te-Hina Paopao trying to go one-on-one with Double A. Kicks it to Watkins, kicks it. And South Carolina loses the ball. Picked up by Jones. Double A back the other way. She drives on Te-Hina, and she's fouled. Offensive foul. Transition defense after a turnover. Great transition defense after a turnover. Edwards need to get out the game. Edwards, I knew she hit that jump shot, but other than that, Lehancho said, let's keep this spanking going, man. We already know who Lehancho rooting for. Hey, Powell looking a little shaky. I don't know about Upton or draft stock. She looking a little shaky. Powell, short, front of the rim. UCLA, back the other way. Jones, almost pull. Is she gonna? Oh, shoots over Watson, and Watson gets a block. He should have pulled up for the 3. Come on, man. Stick to what you know. UCLA, back the other way. And there will be a foul on the play. Johnson will be shooting 2. The 3, just pull it. You had numbers in transition. Hey, Gamble, that's supposed to be Watson. People be raving about Watson defense and rebounding. That's supposed to be her. What is she doing? That's what the coach telling her right now, Jones. Come on, London. You had the 3. Johnson makes the first and 2. 37-57 ball game. Rebound Barker. UCLA back the other way. Still down 20. Rice. Top of the key, guarded by Tessa. Inside to Lauren. Lauren, guarded by Watkins. At the elbow, looking to get it back to Rice. Gets it back to Rice. They running pick and roll. Rice, great crossover on Johnson, and she pulls up for the 8-footer. And that's buckets by Rice. Great shot by Rice. Great shot. She got 9 points on the day. And UCLA, 20-point lead after the bucket by South Carolina, 39-59. Rice back the other way. She loses the ball. Picked up by Watkins. Tessa back the other way. Pick and roll with Watson and foul by Rice. 20-point ball game, 59-39. Bench, 4 for 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3-point line. For the Gamecocks, Tessa Johnson with 13 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. UCLA gets it in bounds. Drive. What's going on? I don't know what's going on my screen. For 3, no good. Rebound. Gamecocks. Johnson for 3. No good. Rebound Betts. UCLA back the other way. 1:20 left in the third. 20-point ball game. South Carolina needed this quarter so bad, and they could not find the basket. They needed this quarter so bad. Foul on the play. They needed this quarter so bad and could not find the basket. They needed this quarter. I don't know what's going on with my thing, man. 61-41. 35 seconds left in the third. What is going on with my thing, man? Hold on, man. Let me see. Yeah, if you can't keep Lauren Betts off the glass, good luck. If you can't keep Lauren off the glass, good luck. Gamecocks, bring it back out, trying to get the last shot. We don't need to be burning no clock for the last shot. We not up. And she steps out of bounds. Again, we don't need to be burning. We don't need to be burning the clock for the last shot. We not up. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Rice back the other way. No good. And UCLA was looking for a foul on Johnson. No foul. Gardner was begging, trying to shoot 3. But again, we got ourselves a 20-point ball game. UCLA came into that third quarter playing like they were down, and South Carolina came into that third quarter playing like they were up. They milking the clock. They not getting good possessions. I mean, they last 2 possessions were horrible. Like, what was that? First of all, you got 15 seconds left in the quarter. You milking the clock for the last shot like you up. No. UCLA, even if you're up going into the last seconds of a quarter, you always going to try to get a shot off. Why not get a quick basket, play inbounds defense, and see if you can get a steal? Like, come on, man. Like, be better at that part of the game. But again, UCLA looked like they came into the third quarter like they were the ones down 20. And South Carolina came into the game like they had nothing to prove. UCLA been getting the 50-50 balls. Betts been controlling the glass. They've been hitting their open shots. They've been running the fast break. They've been getting back on defense. They haven't been turning it over as much as South Carolina. Again, all phases of the game, UCLA is just better than them at all phases of the game today. And again, it's just one game on the season. These two match up in March Madness. No telling what could happen. But in this game, UCLA has been the better team. Let me get to some of y'all chats. Why is that what you call them, man? B Will. I don't know, man. I don't think Janiyah better than Kiki at all. I don't think she's better than Kiki at all. But again, some college games don't translate to the WNBA. I'll say this. Barker's offensive game, like just her offensive game alone, is better than Kiki's because she can shoot on the perimeter. She can play one-on-one. She doesn't need a set call for her. Kiki gets most of her points in hustle plays, putbacks, and quick little jump shots and rhythm. Outside of that, you really don't run plays for Kiki because that's not her best asset. She's more of a hustle scorer. She gets her points, offensive rebounds, putbacks, things like that. So offensively, I think Barker is a little more sound, but just overall basketball player, I'm still rolling with Kiki because she's just got a knack for the ball, and you can't teach that. You can't teach that knack for the ball. Hey, Brooklyn, I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to Paopao shooting. I never say she couldn't shoot. I just said if you just put her in the corner, like she's more 3-and-D than just come in the game like a Rachel Banham. Like I don't want her to be a Rachel Banham. I want her to be a 3-and-D player. That's what I'm saying. But I get your point though. And South Carolina scores the first point of the second half of the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get going, man. Let's see if they can get going. 43-61. Let's see if they can get going. Let's see if they can get going. Inside to Lauren, and she puts it up and in. You can't do nothing with her, man. Look, if you can't control Lauren, good luck. If you can't control Lauren, good luck. South Carolina back the other way, and they get another bucket. Fegan looked like she trying to get going in the fourth. Double A kicks to the corner to Gardner, and that's no good. Rebound UCLA. You got to get the boards. Rice top of the key for three. No good. Out of bounds off South Carolina. Great hustle by Gardner. UCLA will retain possession. Again, you got to get the UCLA is getting the 50-50 balls, and they're getting the offensive rebounds. Come on, man. UCLA, wake up. You got to wake up. You want to win this game. You got to wake up. I'm sorry. Inbounds it to Betts. Betts kicks it to Double A. Double A, top of the key, looking to set it up. Looking to go pick and roll. Betts at the elbow, hands it back off to Double A. Double A driving, and she pulls up from the free throw line, and that's buckets. Hey, Double A, hey, she a solid point guard, man. Double A is a solid point guard. Solid point guard. South Carolina back the other way. Johnson, top of the key, kicks it to the wing. They trying to get it inside. And no good. Hey. They didn't just gave up on Fawali, man. They didn't just gave up on Fawali. Dawn Staley, I guess she's trying to find because McDaniels is in the game. Now, they didn't just gave up on Fawali. What's that? Black Power. They need threes if they're trying to come back. Yeah. And they got no 3-point shooters. None of their 3-point shooters is on the floor. Barker, one-on-one with Watson, and Watson blocks it from behind. The ball will stay with UCLA. South Carolina can't get out their own way. Great defensive possession and turn it over on the outlet pass. They can't get out of their own way. Some games, you just ain't got it. Rice inbounding it. Inbounds to Gardner. Gardner, top of the key. Hands it back off to Rice. Rice looking to set it up with Betts. Betts at the top. Hands it back off to Rice. Rice kicks it to the corner. Cross court to Gardner and out of bounds. Way over Gardner's head. Way over her head. Barker, that ain't what you do, man. That ain't what you do. Just get back on defense. That ain't what you do. What you doing? South Carolina back the other way. Paopao trying to get something going. Hands it to Johnson. Johnson pick and roll with Watson. Johnson drives left. Comes around and her shot is blocked by Barker, but she's fouled. Again, just wonky possessions. Like, that's not successful possessions. They like real wonky. Brooklyn said, but this draft is deeper than people think, so people will be surprised when they see some of these players that's not being talked about, like Janai Barker. But Janai, she a first-round pick. Janai is a first-round pick, Brooklyn. What are you talking about? Malaysia got in trouble, disrespected Dawn. She's not coming back in. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all think, I don't know, man. And Johnson makes 2 of 2, 65-46 ball game. AA back the other way, looking to set it up. See how patient she is? She ain't trying to shoot too fast. She know they up. Just take your time, get it to the right person. Inside to Lauren. And Lauren is fouled. Now they know Walker can't guard no Betts. She was grabbing her jersey. UCLA inbounds it. Rice guarded by Walker. Gardner guarded by Johnson. And another foul. Look like that one's on Edwards. Or no, that one looked like, is that on Hall? Yeah, it looked like it's on Hall. Yeah. Like, you can't do nothing with them, man. Look, hey, you can't do nothing with Betts. Brooklyn said, right, but people only talk about the top 3 picks, Olivia Miles, Kiki, and Paige. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get that in any draft. You're going to talk about your top 3 picks. They're going to get all the notoriety, the top 3 picks for a reason. And then they got big fan bases. But again, a lot of them won't get talked about until March Madness. Beginning of the season, you're always going to talk about your top 3 because everybody's trying to figure out where they're going to go. It's just a better conversation for clicks. But when March Madness comes around, Brooklyn, those other 8 to 9, they'll get talked about. And Gardner comes around the screen, no good. Rebound Walker. Kicks it to Paopao. Paopao coming back the other way, 65-46 ball game. Paopao turns the corner. Pick and roll with Watson, and Watson blows the layup. Wow. You can't miss that layup. Out of bounds off South Carolina. Wow. Throw the popular players in there like Paopao, Anissa Morrow, etc. I don't know if they're more as popular as those 3 though. They're probably popular because of the team they're on, but like as individuals, are they as popular as those 3? Jaquez shoots, gets her own rebound. Wow, and UCLA gets another rebound. Kicks it out to Rice. Rice in trouble. Kicks it back to Jaquez. Jaquez drives. Kicks it to the top. Rice on the wing, guarded by Watkins. She drives and she lays it up. No good. Rebound UCLA. Rice saying, let's slow it down. South Carolina just can't get a good defensive possession going, man. 13 offensive rebounds for UCLA. Rice driving, kicks it, and that's buckets. (68-46) ball game. Paopao drives, kicks it to Hall. Hall can't get nothing going. McDaniels will be shooting too. And again, UCLA just out hustling them like they're down. Like, get the ball. Nobody boxing out. Nobody closing out the shooters. Like, they just playing like. Again, maybe South Carolina need a game like this. Maybe South Carolina needs a game like this so they can wake up. And again, make sure y'all stick around. I am going to drop the link after the game. I'm pretty sure y'all got a lot to talk about, so shout out to y'all. I am going to drop the link after the game. So the link will be dropping in about 10 minutes playing time. You think about timeouts. Great defense by McDaniels. Back the other way, 68-48 ball game. And McDaniels blows the open layup. Rebound. Edwards kicks it out to Hall, and Hall loses the ball. And we'll have a jump ball. Who the possession arrows with? Possession arrow is with UCLA. It'll be UCLA ball. Hey, I don't know what to tell you, man. Hey, definitely Black Power. Some humble pie. Maybe they needed this. Maybe they needed this. Again, they are the defending champions, so. But maybe they needed a game like this against a top team on the road. Now they can go watch film, see what they did wrong, how to get better. I think for them, they didn't start the game fast enough. UCLA ran them out the gym in the first 3 minutes. Like, they was getting the 50-50 balls. They were getting offensive rebounds. Like, they were the ones shooting the free throws. They was the one hitting the threes. Like, UCLA ran them out the gym in the first 3 minutes. Because I think the score, it started 20-12. Like, they just ran them off the floor in the first 3 minutes, and it was over with after that. Again, we got a 13-point ball game with a little under 5 minutes left in the ball game. Number 1, South Carolina Gamecocks at 5-0 versus the number 5 ranked UCLA Women's Bruins at 4-0. Battle of the Unbeatens. Second day of a back-to-back of battles of the unbeaten, and it looks like the home team for both are going to lose. We're going to have a shake-up at this top 5. This top 5 is definitely going to have a shake-up tomorrow morning. Or does it come out Tuesday? Sometimes they do it on Tuesday. It's very weird. I think it depends if there's a game that Monday, but I don't think there's no big game Monday, so tomorrow we'll probably see. Be well. The haters, goons be everywhere. They couldn't wait for SC to lose a game. Yeah. Again, SC just got to regroup, man. Dawn Staley going to get them together. It's better when their playing field is somewhat even. Yeah. Dawn Staley going to get them together. I believe in Dawn Staley, man. Dawn going to get them together. Again, UCLA ran them out the gym in the first 3 minutes. They weren't getting back on defense. They weren't running out the shooters. They weren't getting in the sets quick enough. They were making the second, third pass of the rotation with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, that's a horrible offensive set when you getting into your second pass with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. So it is what it is at this point. UCLA, some games is just like that, though. A home team just wanted more. UCLA is at home, got the crowd behind them, and the crowd never left. If I'm South Carolina, the first thing I'm doing is taking the crowd out the game. And they did not do that. Taking the crowd out the games means I get all the 50-50 balls, I get the rebounds, and I hustle on defense. That's how you take the crowd out the game. Hey, yeah, hey, Black Power from the boot, man. Black Power from the boot, man. He with LSU, man. He with LSU. And again, I ain't no big South Carolina fan anyway. I just like Dawn Staley. And I like Paopao. I like the way she plays. I actually like Fuwale as well, but she does have an attitude problem she needs to fix. Because she's definitely a talented player. Back from timeout. 68-48 ball game. And almost stolen by Watson. UCLA drives and travel on UCLA. SC basketball. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. McDaniels bringing it up court. Guarded by London. Inside to Paopao. Paopao kicks it to Bree Hall. Kicks it back to McDaniels. Top of the key. Guarded by Jones. Kicks it back to Hall. Hall drives. She's in trouble. Stolen by UCLA. Rice back the other way. London pulls up for three. And we could close our eyes because we know that's going in. 71-48 ball game. And a foul on the play. South Carolina is not in the bonus as of yet. UCLA is, though. Again, London just did what she got pulled out the game for not doing. Again, learn from your mistakes. Those of you out there who watching, this is how you learn from your mistakes. She got pulled out the game because she had that shot earlier and didn't take it. She comes back in the game and pulls it and makes it. That's how you learn from your mistakes. If you're going to be an athlete, learn how to take criticism. It's all constructive feedback at the end of the day. Paopao pulls up for three, and that's buckets. Paopao is all they really had in the second half. Outside of Paopao, they've been struggling on offense. And they haven't ran the offense through her, so that's very weird. Rice back the other way, guarded by Paopao. Barker kicks it to Jones. Jones inside to Lauren. She can't handle it. Gathers it. Swings it cross court to Jaquez and timeout on the floor for UCLA. Yeah, their offense was looking a little wonky. Great timeout right there, coach. Great timeout right there. Again, I don't know why South Carolina is not running their offense through Paopao. It's very my bad. I don't know what happened just now. But it's very weird that they're not running their offense through Paopao. I don't know what that's about. But timeout on the floor. 3:34 left in the ball game. And at this point, it's all formalities, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, it's all formalities. Gamble said, hack. No, I ended up refreshing the wrong page. I was trying to refresh ESPN and refresh the wrong one. Rice, guarded by Paopao. She drives. She pulls up for the 10-footer. No good. Rebound. Paopao back the other way. She drives. Loses the ball, but she's fouled. Hey, like, oh, that ain't no foul. That ain't no foul. McDaniels inbounding for South Carolina. Top of the key, Watson hands it off to Paopao. Paopao. She pulls up from the free throw line, and that's buckets off the glass. Don't know if she called bank, but it was open today on the Sunday. 53-71 ball game. 3 minutes left in the ball game. UCLA bringing it up the court. Paopao 6 for 12 from the field, 15 points. Johnson trying to get it inside to Barker. It's not there. Jaquez hands it off to Betts. Betts on the left elbow. She's in trouble. Inside to Jaquez. Jaquez inside to Lauren, out of bounds. Looks like that's going to be Edwards. UCLA will retain possession. 2:43 left in the fourth quarter. Man. Yeah, they could clear the bench now, Gamble. Let them girl get some playing time. And London drives, stripped from behind by McDaniels. UCLA back the other way. I ain't see Raven Johnson in the game in a long time. Inside to Edwards. Edwards pump fakes, and she lays it in. Got both of them off their feet. UCLA taking their time, coming back up the court. Look like they're trying to milk clock. I don't know why they're rushing shots anyway. It's weird. That's weird too. Rice drives, and she lays it in, guarded by Raven. 73-55 ball game. Man. Raven drives, pulls it back out, hands it off to Watkins. Watkins to McDaniels. McDaniels, guarded by Jones, kicks it back to Watkins. Watkins pulls up over Betts, and that's buckets. 73-57 ball game. Inside to Betts, and Betts is blocked by Watkins, but gets her own rebound and puts it back in and stares her down. 75-57 ball game. It was Brooklyn. It was. And she flunked. It was Brooklyn, and she flunked. Lauren with the double-double, 6 offensive rebounds. She will definitely be a top 5 pick in next year's draft. Well, 2026 draft. Barker loses the ball trying to be fancy with it. That's not your game. 75-57 ball game, man. Oh, my bad. What happened to my screen? Let me see. My bad, y'all. I didn't even realize my screen wasn't up. My bad. The link has been dropped. You won't come up? Give me your thoughts. Let's have a conversation. Again, I got time today. And UCLA looks like they're going to be clearing the bench. The link has been dropped. I got time today. McDaniels drives. 75-57 ball game. Guarded by Betts. Betts out there locking everything down, man. Edwards pulls up. No good. Paopao for 3. And that's good. Paopao is the only shooter they got on the court. Only shooter on the court. Dawn Stella got some dogs, but she ain't got no shooters. That's why the best way to beat South Carolina is make your shots. The best way to beat South Carolina is make your shots, because they don't got no shooters. No consistent ones anyway outside of Paopao. Everybody else is just rugged dog. They're like dogs. They gonna bully you to the basket. They're great basketball players, but they're not shooters. And UCLA came out and hit their shots. Starting with Jones. Jones set the tone. She went 4 for 4 in the first half from 3.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
20 seconds left in the ball game. 77-60. Watkins puts it up. No good. And that'll pretty much do it.
Look, let's make my point from yesterday, though. Remember I was saying, like, Dawn's Deli team so deep that she don't really need... She has a luxury of bringing a Fawali off the bench. And I understand Fawali did something where, she wasn't put in this game, but she clearly would have made a difference if she was in this game. You got Raven Johnson not giving you nothing. Te-Hina Paopao didn't start giving you nothing to the second quarter. To the second half. So this is what I was
All,
saying. Like if you want a team, like give you an example. Just give you an example of what I was saying yesterday. If you have a team like NC State, right, where they guards aren't that talented, everybody loves Azad James. I love Azad James, but I'm just talking about everybody else. They guards aren't that talented. Fawali starts on that team, even if you think somebody like Sanaya Rivers is more experienced or whatever the case may be. Fawali starts. This South Carolina team, Dawn has a luxury to bring her off the bench because typically they will win these games with their defense and, Raven Johnson defense and the playmaking. But this team right here, UCLA, ain't care about none of that. They came out and
none
punched
of
them
that.
right in the face, and South Carolina didn't have an answer because if you I looked at while the game was playing, I looked at South Carolina's leading scorers all season. The leading scorers all season, that's why I named them. Those 4 players, they leading scorers been Chloe Kitts, who didn't show up today. They leading scorers been Joyce Edwards, who didn't show up today. And they leading scorer was Te-Hina Paopao, who, like I said, didn't show up until the second half. And then the 4th leading scorer, or the other leading scorer, is Malaysia Fawali coming off the bench. Right, and none of them. Obviously, Malaysia didn't play. She did whatever she did to not play, and the other 3 guards, the other 3 scorers didn't do shit. Te-Hina Paopao came on at the end, but they really let their team down, and that's why the other scorers was like everybody. Bree Hall, they was trying to put up shots, but if you look at their scoring throughout the year so far, they haven't really been putting up a lot of shots. So now your main guys who you've been relying on to get you 5-0 disappear, and y'all don't have nothing.
That's true. That's true. Again, appreciate y'all for pulling up. We giving our thoughts on today's game, and we look. I got time today, baby. You won't come up and hate? I got time today, baby. Again, make sure y'all share, like, subscribe. Show some appreciation to the panel and the boy Prince. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all my subscribers. Again, we on the road to 400. We only 28 subscribers away from 400. Shout out to y'all. Again, my 300 subscriber contest, the winner will be announced tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Shout out to them. Again, you have until 11:59 p.m. to get in your number on my community post. Just go to the community post, type in your number 12300. Make sure you're a subscriber and you like the post. Again, you have to do all 3 things to apply for the $50 gift card contest. That winner will be announced tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. You have until 11:59 p.m. to put your number in the community post. Until then, you have to wait until the 400 subscriber contest. And again, I'm only 28 subscribers away from 400. So shout out to y'all. I've gained over 60 subscribers in the last 2 days. So shout out to y'all, man. I'm definitely expected to be at 400 by at least Wednesday. So shout out to y'all. But y'all can continue, man.
And I just want to say really quickly too before B Will goes, shout out to UCLA. I like to always get a winning team, they credit. So shout out to UCLA for coming out and doing what they were supposed to do. Like you said, Lauren Betts is a problem down there. She basically doing for UCLA what Camilla did for South Carolina last year, right?
And to me,
She's
I
that.
think Olivia Miles is probably the best.
She that she that mismatch out there, that presence, that physical presence out there that's making a difference for UCLA. So I'm just happy. I'm happy yesterday and today I've seen 2 ranked teams, 2 ranked matchups, and I got to see. Even though both teams, USC was kind of close a little bit, but I wish I would have got to see a more competitive game today. But I'm happy I was able to see some ranked basketball though.
Definitely.
So Brooklyn, just to go back to the Malaysia for Wiley. First of all, what up, Prince? Big Zo, appreciate you having us on. And shout out to UCLA who just balled out today for sure. Got to give them credit. But back to what we were talking about yesterday about for Wiley. So this is what I was talking about, exactly what happened today, is what I was talking about when I was talking about her maturity and why that's a reason why she's not starting. Because what happened is she came into the game. If you were paying attention, I don't know if you happened to be watching it at the time, but I watched it the whole game. She came into the game and made like 3 or 4 bad decisions right in a row, like jacking shots, you know, not swinging the ball, not moving the ball around, just taking the first shot. Then she threw a bad pass because she had gotten herself in trouble from doing the same exact thing. And so any head coach would probably either take a timeout or pull a player out for what she did. That's what happened. Dawn made the right coaching decision, pulled her out, and Malaysia had attitude. And that's
Yeah.
what somebody said. I was watching Seth's channel. I didn't see it, but somebody said that she waved off Dawn Staley. Oh, you waving off Dawn? Sorry. That
When she waved off, what Dawn Staley was trying to sub her?
Well, no, I think what it was, I think Dawn was trying to say something to her.
Oh,
When she brought her back to the bench and she waved her off. That'll get you set down, man. And you're not
Ghost.
going back
That's
in the
what
game.
Ghost. Hold on, B Will. Ghost. That's what B Will is talking about right now. Ghost said, "Can someone explain why Fawali doesn't get more minutes?" That's what B Will talking about right now.
Yeah, it's her attitude. It's like, so she's young and she's energetic. She has a lot of energy, and I think a lot of her mistakes on the court I don't think they come from her being a selfish ball player. I think it comes from her trying to like win, right? I think so. I don't associate anything negative in terms of intent behind how she plays, but she makes mistakes that young players make, right? And again, in this case, she made 3 or 4 right in a row, man. They were right in a row, and most of them led to UCLA points. And so Dawn pulled her, and again, I didn't see this, but somebody on another channel, as it was happening, said that she waved Dawn off, like when Dawn was trying to say something to her coming back to the bench. She waved Dawn off, and like, I don't care what head coach you are. I mean, and who you are as a player. If you wave your coach off, that's disrespectful, and that'll get you sat down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't the pros. You wave off your coach as a college player, you can get sit down. And so that's in the nutshell what I was saying yesterday, Brooklyn, is that she has some maturity issues, which, you know, causes her to not get as much playing time, and why, people can say what they want to about, well, Dawn just plays her seniors because that's everybody's gonna get their chance. That may be true, but there's also she knows what players she has on her bench, and when you got somebody that's gonna get in their feelings like that, like, come on, like, how can you as a coach trust that, right? So if you constantly having to teach the same player the same lesson, there are going to be some consequences. So that's all I got to say about that, because I feel like I said enough.
Now you did. I was waiting for. I didn't want to cut you off. I think you think, and I kept hearing you and Brash yesterday say that I was saying a lot of the same things you were saying. So I think you misunderstand what I disagree with. I wasn't never saying you was wrong about the maturity thing, right? The part
No, I know that.
I think the part you misunderstood from what I was saying is, I was saying that that's not like, and that's excluding today, because I do feel like if she, again, I didn't see everything you said happen today, but if what you said happened today, I think Dawn made the right decision of benching her today, right? But what I'm talking about my argument about what you said yesterday and what you were saying today was simply about starting and coming off the bench, right? That's it, that role. What Dawn did today, if she did what you said today, she deserved to be sat down, right? If you disrespecting your coach, you deserve to be benched. That happens to anybody. It's gonna happen, right? But that wasn't my point. My point was saying, and I think this is probably what you misunderstanding. I'm not disagreeing. Like, how, like, sometimes people could completely disagree with something somebody say, or other times you might partially disagree with something. And I think that's what you misunderstanding. I was never combating what you were saying about her maturity, right? I was not even combating what you were saying. That's why Dawn did it. All I was saying was Dawn has the luxury to do that because she has the team she has. Because I was like, that's not a reason to if I have Allen Iverson on the team and everybody knows Allen Iverson history with Larry Brown, right? I'm not gonna bring Allen Iverson off the bench for Aaron McKee because I feel like he got some maturity to do. Why? He the most talented player on my team. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach my most talented player how to mature while he's starting. That was the point I was making. So that's why I was saying I don't think that's the reason she's coming off the bench in South Carolina. That's what I disagree with. What I was saying was I think the reason she's coming off the bench in South Carolina is because Dawn has a deep team and she has the luxury to bring her off the bench. Because if it's any other team and you don't have that much talent that South Carolina has, then you can't afford to bring a Fuwali off the bench. That's why I use another team like NC State or whatever other team you want to mention. You throw Fuwali on that team. If she's the most talented player on the team and you don't have, other talent to disguise that talent that you have, then it's a disservice to your team to bring that talent off the bench. That's why I use the 76ers. If anybody know that team was trash. No disrespect to the players on that team, but AI was really one of the only talented players on that team. So you don't use a maturity. That's to me, and we could disagree on that because that's really a philosophy thing. If you feel like you want to if you feel like be well for you, that you would feel comfortable benching your most talented player because of maturity, we just different coaches. Because some coaches will do that. You got some coaches out there that's old school that will do that. And I just think that's crazy to do if that's your most talented player. Like even a game like today, like I said, if she did what she did, she deserved to be benched. But everybody who's watching that game know Fuwali would have made a difference had she been out there because nobody else gave you nothing. Raven ain't give you nothing.
Forever, Brooklyn, college ball forever say, what are you saying? College ball forever, come pull up, man. That's an open panel. Come pull up.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the chat. So if he got something to say in the chat, pull up. We can have a discussion about it. As long as Be Well, and Prince know what I'm saying, that's all I really care about. Because I'm not conversating. I'm not conversating with nobody in the chat.
We don't do chat warriors. We don't do chat warriors.
But be well to wrap up what I'm saying though, Be Well. I wasn't disagreeing with what you were saying. I wasn't disagreeing.
That's what me
I was just saying, right. I was just saying I don't think that I was disagreeing with that part of what you were saying. I don't think that's the reason she comes off the bench in South Carolina. I think the reason she comes off the bench in South Carolina is because of how deep that team is. And that's the reason I feel like it. So we was just disagreeing on that one point. Everything else you were saying, I had nothing. I don't have no pushback on.
I know that's what me and Brass was saying is that we don't. You kept saying I disagree with you, but like we really don't disagree because I don't disagree with.
No, we do disagree.
No. Let me tell you why we don't.
Okay.
Because I agree.
I disagree, but go ahead.
All right. Because I agree that the reason that. So here's the reason that Fuwali can come off the bench is because Staley is talented and she's got that maturity issue. So like you said, I understand exactly what you're saying about a team that wasn't as deep. Yeah, maybe you can't make that same call, but Dawn Staley has the luxury to make that call.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
I think the call is because of the immaturity, right? Because that player needs to grow. Luxury, the reason she's able to make it is the luxury of having a deep team. That's where, like, it's just our difference is only semantics.
I think to make it make sense is we agree with South Carolina. We saying the same thing.
Yeah,
but if that's any other team, and I think that's why I use other teams as an example.
Right.
You don't make that decision.
Right.
So that's what I was saying. I was saying I understand the decision on this team because you have a Te-Hina Paopao and a Raven Johnson, right? Yeah. Even though, in my opinion, I feel like she's more talented than both of those players. In my opinion,
I agree with that.
Other people could disagree. They could agree, whatever. I feel like she's more talented than both of those players. But
I agree with that.
Which two? Say that again, Brooklyn.
I said I think first of all, I think she's the most talented guard on the team. So you can name any two, but I think I was saying Raven Johnson. I think Fawali, Malaysia Fawali is more talented than Raven Johnson and Te-Hina Paopao, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so my point, and I'm mentioning them because those are the two starters. That's why I'm singling them out because I think she's the best guard on the team. Period. But on any other team where you don't
talented and best are two different things, in my opinion. Real quick, Brooklyn, talented and better are two different things.
That's true.
In my opinion, I think she's better and more talented than Paopao. That's
just
my opinion. I don't have an issue with you feeling that way. I'm just saying, me personally, if you ask me, that's how I feel. I'm not. If anybody feels differently, that's cool. Like, I ain't here to argue your opinion, right? Or how you feel. But if you ask me, I think she's the best and most talented guard on that team. Period.
Nah.
Hey, listen. I don't. I mean, you already know how I feel about that. I don't say things for people to agree with me. Like, I say things as my perspective. You know what I'm saying?
But again, Brooklyn, at some point you can say things respectfully, but this is sports talk. At some point, you gotta debate that. You gotta debate some of these things.
We can debate it. I don't have no issue debating my opinion.
You be saying
what I'm saying is,
man.
That's definitely not outlandish. What I'm saying is, if somebody want to debate our opinions, we can definitely do that.
So hold
on. Let me finish, Brody. Hold on. Yo, Brody, let me finish. Let me land my plane. Right. What I'm saying is, as far as debating goes, we could debate any opinion that we have. What I won't do though, if somebody say, "Yo, this is my personal opinion," I can't get mad at your opinion because that's how you feel. Now, if you want to debate it, that's something totally different. We could definitely debate anything, but I'm not gonna be mad at your personal opinion. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, what's that, Uncle G, Uncle J? But look, Brooklyn. At what point is she? At what? I'm trying to, before I let Brass go, I'm trying to figure out from you. You tell me why you feel she's better.
I can make it simple. We don't even got to make this. We don't even got to make this complicated, Brody. If the draft was today, right, and Te-Hina Paopao was in the draft, which she is obviously going to be in the upcoming draft, and Malaysia Fawali's in the draft, who you think goes higher?
Paopao.
Hell no.
Man,
hell no.
At this point, Fawali is a headache in a flash in the pan. At this point,
I'm talking about her talent. If you feel like off the court stuff,
but we're not talking about her talent.
You just said she a headache, bro. I'm talking about basketball. I'm talking about basketball. You said she's a headache. That's two different things.
Well, you
can say Kennedy Carter. Hold on, Brody. You can say Kennedy Carter is a headache, but does that mean she's not one of the best guards in the WNBA? You get what I'm saying? You can say AI.
That's a different conversation, though, Brooklyn.
Listen, it's a lot of players. When Kobe came into the league, a lot of players had more experience than him, right? Eddie Jones had more experience than Kobe Bryant. Guess what happened in the second season? He got traded.
Bro, Falawi remind me of Alexis Morris. She has talent and all that, but it doesn't pan out. You know what I mean? That's who Falawi reminds me of. My question is, Dawn Staley, you have kids who is a hustler, like, Smith and Angel Reese. Why, when she gets it going, you're taking her out? She's the only one getting
nothing. I don't know why you got Edwards in the game. She giving you nothing.
Right. And Watkins is straight trash. Watkins need to be sat down, man. She's a role player. She was a role player when Cardoso in Boston was there. She's a role player, bro.
I mean, Kip had the most rebounds on the team and barely played.
Yeah, she taking her out. When she gets going, she takes her out.
Well, Chloe Kitts had a bad game today. I don't know if y'all was watching.
She sat her down, bro. She was sat her down.
She did sat her down because she had a bad game, bro.
No, she was getting rebounds and she was getting putbacks and she was sitting her down. Let her play 1 minute and taking her out.
Nah, she was putting up bad shots. That's what she was doing.
I get what Brooklyn said. According to her standards, she had a bad game, but the whole team was having a bad game.
Yeah, everybody was having a bad game.
I counted 1,000 missed layups and point blank range shots.
Yeah, she wasn't playing good today. She typically plays
Nobody
good. She wasn't playing good today.
Nobody was. This Brooklyn, this is my thing though. Nobody was playing well, but she was the only one hustling on the boards. Betts was beating everybody. Betts had Watkins, Edwards on the ground.
Yep.
Kitts was the only one trying to bang.
I didn't see what y'all saw.
Fagan was trying to bang.
But I do give y'all everybody played bad. I do give y'all that.
But so here's the thing. I think it's just another one of those tragedies from the luxury of depth. You know what I'm saying? Like Dawn has so much depth that she has the depth to try to figure out who can I put in that's gonna make a difference. And maybe that pans out sometimes, maybe it doesn't when you get behind like that. You know what I'm saying?
For Wiley.
That's not the answer, bro.
Tessa was getting hot, but they started D'ing her up and putting the clamps on her so she wouldn't get open for them threes. And none of her team.
What's going on, political? Welcome
That's a good point, Brad. Tessa did. When she came in, she was making a difference. But again, you can't do it by yourself. At one point, it was just Tessa. At one point, it was just Paopao.
Yeah, because
give me your thoughts, Brass. You ain't go yet. Give me, and I'm gonna let Unc go after you.
That's who was talking, right? I thought Brass was talking.
Give me your thoughts, Brass. Give me your thoughts.
He didn't give me the complete my assessment on the game, but my assessment on the game was number one, they really miss Camilla. That's number one.
Absolutely.
Number two, UCLA is bigger and more experienced than the team as a whole. I would not experienced, but battle tested, because this is the same team that went through the battles last year, except the difference is they got 6'7" Lauren Betts on their team, and they don't have anybody.
She was there last year too. But you're right. I said Betts was there last year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was there last year, so they kind of battle tested. Missing Camilla is the biggest hole in this team. Yeah. Now you're gonna have nights where you shoot bad, where things just ain't falling right for you. Tonight was one of them nights, but they look flat. They didn't look like they were, when you're the defending champion, you have won that many games, 43 games in a row, you bound to be flat at some point.
Yep.
Right.
You're going to be flat at some point, because that wears on you mentally, that pressure. And these are young kids. These are young girls. It's going to wear on you. I think this loss is going to benefit them. But it was just, Dawn, you saw Dawn sitting on the bench. She's just like, hey, ain't nothing I can do if they miss a point blank shot.
You can't make the shots for you.
Yeah, I can't make the shot. I can do all the adjustments. I could bring full Wiley in. I can start full Wiley. I could do all I can. But if they missing point blank shots, what can you do?
But like I said yesterday, too, bro,
I think you said I was next.
We can't overreact off the game. You know what I'm saying?
I think you said I was next, but I strongly disagree.
I didn't know it was I didn't mean to interrupt, Brody.
But South Carolina, I think South Carolina. I think the problem is I concur that it's Cardosa, but I think Dawn, she did some bad recruiting, because the big she has, they're not athletic. They seem like robots out there. They can't make layups. I think she's relying on those players that was there, previous years, but they're not good enough.
She don't grow on trees.
Yeah, but she has to get some athletic bigs.
From where?
You know what I mean? I don't know where she's going to get them, but she's not going to do it with these.
Hard to find, bro.
I mean, you finish your statement. Let me finish mine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
And I think she did bad recruitment. I think she's really like trying to change her strategy, because I think she's trying to do a 4 and out. But I think she needs to go back to her traditional play of going into the big, but she doesn't have that big. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this. It looks unraveled. It looks like there's no fluidity to it. But I think she needs to get back to basic basketball, get a big. It'd probably take a couple years to get one. But I think this year is going to be a wash. I don't even think they're gonna make the tournament, really. And that's just my opinion.
Who, South Carolina?
South Carolina, yeah.
What tournament?
The NCAA tournament.
Talking about March Madness?
March Madness. I don't think they're gonna be there.
Nah.
Bro,
Wow.
I don't think they're gonna be there.
Off of
Prince,
one
I don't think they're
game,
gonna be
really?
there.
Off
I don't
of
think they're
one
gonna be
game?
there. I think I think unranked team's gonna beat them.
Really?
Just so I know, because I don't know the voice. Who's that from the chat?
That's
Uncle Jay. Hey, nieces and nephews.
that's
This is Uncle J.E.
Yeah, I got you. All right.
So you
disagree
don't
with
believe
that.
in they big so much you got them missing March Madness?
I got them missing March Madness, man.
I'll say this. They knew again, Kits is their best scoring big, right? Right, Brooklyn? Am I right?
I don't know. I gotta look. Right.
Because I think he's averaging 15 on the season.
Stat wise, it says yes, but I gotta take a look.
So if Kits can't get it going, you're gonna struggle in the paint scoring. So you're gonna have to really lean on. See, what the thing is, if Wale not going off and your bigs not scoring, you're gonna be in trouble because you can't shoot. South Carolina cannot shoot. You beat South Carolina by making shots early. And again, you ain't gonna always go undefeated. I got them probably losing 1 to 2 more games max. Like max. Like Dawn gonna get them
6.
right.
My son in 6 games they're gonna
do
lose.
a bad job at recruiting shooters outside of bigs. I don't think she did a bad job at recruiting bigs, but she does need an athletic big that ain't going that can come in and give them something. Edwards is a good player. She was just off today, so Edwards usually comes in and gives them something.
She's a freshman.
I think part of what we seen today is almost like going through preseason and actually playing your first official game, because you got to realize this week right here is kind of the first week we starting to see ranked teams play each other. All these teams got all these nice records because they ain't been playing nobody.
Right.
So I wouldn't overreact. I wouldn't overreact off of these early games because these early games are still adjustment time. You get what I'm saying? South Carolina been beating up on teams on weaker competition. UCLA. That's why yesterday again, I didn't want to make a call because I don't know what I'm gonna see once we start playing. I didn't expect what I saw today from South Carolina. I didn't know who was gonna win, but I definitely didn't expect this, right?
Yeah,
because
can I ask you a question?
Hold on. We letting people finish, right?
Yeah, let him get it off. Finish up.
Yeah,
Wrap it up.
So what I was saying was, we used to seeing these teams play against weaker competition. So now that we seeing them play ranked competition, we starting to see what these teams really look like when they measure up against each other. So I think South Carolina was just caught off guard. First of all, you coming from everybody talking about last year's undefeated season, but even the year before that, they was undefeated till they lost, right? So South Carolina is used to just breezing through everybody. And I think Uncle J.E. made the point earlier, Camilla's not there no more, right? Aaliyah Boston is not there no more. They used to having that presence in the paint, not there no more. So now South Carolina got to learn a new way to play. They got to actually play through the perimeter a lot more. And it shows like right now from what this game showed me, without overreacting to it, what this game showed me is that a lot of these players aren't quite ready yet to take that. Camilla was their go-to. So now and I'm just throwing in, I'm not saying she's going to be the go-to, but I'm saying, for example, this could have been a year Raven Johnson said, I'm the go-to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all going through me now, right? We're going to play a faster pace. I'm going to make sure everybody involved. I'm going to get my points in transition. We didn't see that today. But this is the adjustment they need to make because you don't have that post there that you used to having. But I won't overreact.
They have core offense. Even last game, they have core offense. The suspect.
Exactly, but I won't overreact.
Brooklyn, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. I'm landing the plane right now.
You can answer while you're talking.
I'm almost done. I won't overreact from these games right here because these are the first games they actually playing evenly matched teams. So a lot of people, a lot of the viewers, a lot of us, we watching, and then once we see something, we think, oh, You know what I mean? This team, you know what I mean? I wouldn't overreact to it.
Yeah,
Uncle.
I'm not overreacting.
I was going to ask you, do you think this team could beat LSU? This South Carolina team? Tell the truth.
Looking
Not
at
if LSU hitting their shots, no.
Looking at this South Carolina team and knowing what LSU has on it, I think LSU has the advantage. But I don't think that but what they showed today isn't their best basketball. So I don't think that this team can't beat LSU. I think LSU is the better team, though, if that answers your question.
Yeah, no. What you got, HD? What's going on, HD?
Shit, not much.
What's up, HD? My brother, my Miller. What's good, baby?
And watching the damn Packers choke.
Yeah, I'm watching it too. They just got an interception though.
Yeah, I seen that. I think this is overreaction. Like, even with USC, even though Notre Dame dominated, it's still early in the season, and you got to understand there's a lot of new players and new roles now. So you got to give them some time. And then UCLA, you got to understand that team's been together for like a year, maybe two now. And Betts really didn't destroy them like I thought she would. I thought her and Barker would destroy them. They played them very well. The problem was they didn't play the perimeter on defense well. If they would have shut a couple of them players down and actually contested better, this would have been a lot closer. And then let's go to the missed shots. Those are easy shots they miss on a normal average day. They make those shots. So I'm not worried about South Carolina. I still think them and LSU are the cream of the crop of the SEC. I don't really see anybody else in the SEC doing anything. They're going to make March Madness. I just think we're overreacting. If you think a Don Staley-led team is not going to make March Madness, you're out your mind. She's lost Asia Wilson before. She's lost Alicia Gray. She's lost players before and then regained players. Aaliyah Boston was good, but she wasn't balling right out the box. So you got to give Edwards and them some time because there's some young bigs. And like Brass, I think, said it, the girl, a freshman. So
yeah.
So you got to give them some time. Like, this is early in the season. Like, it's like the NBA, like somebody going on a 5-game losing streak. It's like, oh, they're not going to be good down the stretch. Like, this is a marathon in basketball. This ain't a sprint. So the only thing I say they got to work on is they got to find that go-to person. And I agree with the panel when everyone says, yeah, they're missing Camilla. Yeah, they're missing Camilla, but Camilla had to go sooner or later. So now you got to figure out who that go-to person is. You got to figure out who your dogs are, who's going to be able to handle the offense. Raven, I just don't understand what's going on with Raven. Ravens just went south. I think she started playing that other girl, I just know her number
Daniels.
1. Yeah, Daniels. Yeah, I would have went to them kind of sooner when the starters weren't really getting it going. I'd have went with Fuwali and them sooner. And then I think she left Fuwali on the bench a little too long. I think she could have let Fuwali play a little longer just to see if you could get a spark from somewhere.
Well, B-Word said she took her out because it was like a morale check.
A morale check. I guess so. I don't know. I don't get in all that morale crap. I just think if you got a great talent, I'm gonna leave you out there for a little time to get your self back in the game. And if you don't get it back in the game, then I'll just go with somebody else. But it's just the early part of the season. I don't see nothing where it's like, oh, this team's not gonna make it. I don't see that.
Steve, the only thing I disagree with you about is because every time Dawn had a big, she had a protege behind them. She didn't have no one to step in this year behind Cardoso. So that's the problem.
I don't think it's a problem. They didn't do that bad. Betts didn't really dominate down low like she should have.
Bro, they're losing in rebounds every game.
I understand that. But they're still winning those games. And then in this game, what messed them up wasn't really that. What messed them up was bad shots and missing shots. If they would have made shots, they would have won this game. Dog, Betts and Barker didn't. Barker and Betts should have dominated. They should have took over.
11 and 14.
They should have took over, and they didn't. They didn't
I'm
take
not
11
gonna
and
say this though.
14.
Betts had 6 points in the
What
last like 2 minutes.
destroyed them
So
was
before
the
that, she only
3-point
had
shooting.
before that she only had 8 points on the game. She kind of got like she had like 2 back-to-back baskets. So Betts didn't really score during the game.
So I'm saying what destroyed them was the 3-point
Also-
shooting. The girl off the bench, number 3, I think that was, she destroyed them. They didn't have no answer for her.
Yeah, it was guard play that beat them. It wasn't post play. It was guard
Right,
play.
it was the
definitely
perimeter
guard
play.
Also-
And if I'm done, I'm cussing my guards out today.
Yep.
Because if they would have shut down, and I'm not discounting what you're saying, Uncle J.E., because I respect everything you're saying. But bro, like Betts and Barker, they should have blew them out by 50 if they would have dominated. If they would have dominated in the post like they were supposed to, scoring wise, and not only did they get rebounds, they were still getting rebounds as well. If they weren't missing those shots and they would have guarded the perimeter, UCLA would have lost this game, bro. I'm just being real from what I saw.
But you can't match their fire with fire. South Carolina has always been known to have a post presence. They're trying to change their game, bro. This is what I'm saying. She got to get back to what they know. This is not going to work for them. They're not going to win like this because they're not punishing teams. They're not slowing the game down.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win this year, but I see this team that I think they can win in the next year or two. These bigs are young, bro. They're better than a lot of other bigs I've seen around the league, bro. Like, I don't really see the only bigs I really see dominating is this team that played, which is UCLA. You got that team. Florida State got a couple bigs, but they're not no bigs where I'm scared. They're not Camila Cardoso, So I don't think it was the bigs. The bigs really didn't destroy them. Yeah, they got out rebounded, but they didn't get out rebounded by like 100 to 50. It's like they got beat on the perimeter. If the guards would have D'd that perimeter up and kept them on check, they would have won this game. That's what destroyed them was the perimeter. And that's what I'm surprised at because South Carolina's guards are known for locking things down.
And putting up numbers as far as offensively.
Yep. Also, if I could just jump in here really quickly, UCLA a pretty damn good team.
So, yeah, absolutely. Shout out to UCLA.
These are two good teams. These are two good teams. Yeah, shout out to both teams. I'm just saying that these are two good teams that played each other, and this was just UCLA night. Like, it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I keep saying we can't overreact to one game because South Carolina could bounce back and have because I see what you're saying, Uncle J.E. The only reason why I'm telling you I disagree with you because you got to realize, and this is college, right? All coaches got to deal with this. Once you lose players, you gotta change your philosophy to what's on the floor, right? So you can't, if you don't have a dominant big on your team, you can't run through the big. You have to now change your philosophy. So what's happening now is two things is gonna happen. Either they're gonna find a new way to play that they didn't play last year because they don't have that personnel, and they're gonna find a way to win, or we just gonna see that these players that we thought was good ain't as good as they think they are, right? So it's one of the others gonna happen. They're gonna change their philosophy. They're gonna find a new way to win. Like I said, this is a perfect game for somebody like Raven Johnson to say, all right, guys, look, we're gonna play faster. We're gonna get in transition. I'm gonna get y'all the ball. I'm gonna find my shots in transition. This was a perfect game for that because you can't play through the big because they don't have the big to play through.
Nope.
Right? So it's either you change the philosophy and say, well, listen, guys, we're gonna play like this because it's gonna make scoring easier for everybody, or we just gonna see, hey, these players was undefeated when they had that dominant big, but without that dominant big, they just not that good.
Yeah, hey, I want Tony to go. But Brooklyn and HD, let me ask you this, and this for anybody, honestly, knowing Staley. Like Brooklyn said, she gonna have to change her philosophy with this roster she recruited. Is this the point where she get a little too cocky and a little too bullheaded, whereas her way, or they lose, or does she change her philosophy?
I think I just answered it, so I just go quickly and just say mine's. I think you got to switch your philosophy up. With
I'm not talking about what you think she got to do. Does she do this?
You saying does she do it? I don't think Dawn is a stubborn coach.
Okay.
So I think she does it. I think it's up to, first of all, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to let HD go. I was just watching something. I forgot where I seen it. Is within the last couple of days. Matter of fact, it was a Juju thing. I was watching. Yesterday Juju was playing Notre Dame, so she had went to while y'all was on a live talking in here. They was showing like a little special on Juju. Juju went to South Carolina to get recruited before she went to USC. And when she was sitting there with Don said, "Let me explain to you how I do it." And what Don said was, "I sit back and I let them figure it out." Right, I'll let them figure out how they're gonna play. And she said, if it's not working, then I'm gonna step in and be the point guard. So I think Dawn isn't stubborn or bald headed. Like, I gotta play one way. This is the way we win. I think Dawn will adjust to her personnel because first of all, she comes from Olympic play, WNBA play. She comes from the highest level, so she knows how to win. So she knows if you don't have certain players or a certain personnel, you can't play a certain play style. It is what it is. Go ahead, HD or anybody else, bro.
Okay. I think Brooklyn. Well, not think, but she will do what will help the team win. We've seen previous years where if something ain't working, she knows how to switch. That's the reason why she's been probably one of the most winningest young coaches in this era. So I think I think, in my opinion, I don't think she's getting arrogant. I think, to me, the difference between her and Kim Mulkey to me is stubborn. Like, she'll stay the way that she wants, get it done. I haven't seen Don yet to show me that, but I could be wrong, but I don't know. I believe she will change the philosophy. I believe she will start incorporating more of the guards to start running more and start moving the ball around the perimeter. And she's going to start getting her shooters open. But my thing is, I'm with Brad. Like, this was a perfect game for Paopao just to show, look, I'm that girl. I'm this and that. And after this game, it's like, I'm with Brass, man. Tessa Johnson, to me, is the person I'll go to more on the perimeter shooting, because she the only one who could hit something today, even when they were down. And I think she stuck with Paopao and them a little too long, but I think she was mainly sitting back just to see, okay, we didn't do well here, so I got to adjust to this, But like Uncle Jay says, I agree with him. I don't disagree with you, Unc. Like, I agree with you. They really need some bigs, but I think these bigs will be fine. They're just young. Once they gain the experience, I think they'll be good. They won't be able to run it through them no more. She's going to have to run around the perimeter more. And I think they'll turn it around, because I only see in the SEC, I only really see, I'm going to be honest with you, is LSU in their way. I don't really see anybody else in the SEC, really. They beat NC State. Everybody hyped NC State up. They beat them. They're in the ACC, but they beat them. And then the other teams in the SEC, they okay, but I haven't really seen no world beaters outside of LSU. And we don't know how good LSU is yet, because they ain't played no big-time team. So
the only team in the SEC that I see that could probably take advantage of the issues South Carolina has is Texas, with Madison Booker in there.
I forgot.
Texas is another good
Texas
team.
in the SEC now. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Texas would give them problems too. Yeah, Texas and LSU would give them problems in the SEC.
Go ahead, Tony. What you got, man? Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing?
All right.
What's going on, Tony?
How you doing, Miss Lady?
I'm doing fine. I don't know who it was that was saying that South Carolina would make the conference. That's kind of crazy.
It was Unc said
I
that.
said that. I said that.
Unc, all right. Well, that's kind of crazy, Unc. Not after one loss. Yes, they need to brush up on a lot of stuff. Offensive efficiency. Their shooting accuracy.
Defense too.
Yeah, beyond the arc. It was just not there today. Their rebounding, they need to improve on that too. And their turnover. They had too many turnovers today. I think they had like about 19 turnovers. Right. Defensive, their defense. I don't know what happened to defense today. I don't know what happened. Today was not.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not the South Carolina team that we are used to seeing. I don't know what
Don was upset on the sideline.
Right, they were just not here.
Okay.
Tessa Johnson, she's good. For a rookie, she is really good. I think she
Sophomore.
she had like 14 points.
Brooklyn, you got to mute up. We can hear you.
Can you hear me
No,
now?
I was talking to her. She said she's a rookie. I was saying she's a sophomore.
Oh,
Tessa
sophomore.
Johnson.
Okay. She's a
Yeah.
sophomore, and she did well today. She got 14 points, while Paopao did 18. Um, I don't know what else y'all wanted Paopao to do, because besides Paopao and Johnson, they were only ones that were making some shots tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else y'all want them to do. They just had a bad night, right? And nobody said that they were going to go undefeated again. That's I mean, what they did last year, that was sensational, to be undefeated. But it's not going to happen year after year. That's kind of crazy. It's like you're trying to say you can win back to back to back championship. You can't do that, right? You're going to lose one year. It is what
Can
it
I
is.
respond?
Go ahead, respond.
The reason why I say that, because I've been watching South Carolina since the season started. Even in their big wins, they struggle to win. There's no fluidity to their offense, their defense. They're good on defense. You know, they're out of 10, I give them a 7 on defense. They play defense very well, but they don't have any identity. We don't know who the go-to player is. We don't know what they're running. They're passing. The clock runs out, or they're late in the clock. You know what I mean? Like today, you say about Paopao. Paopao should have had like 30 points. She
I
should have went
agree.
out.
I
She should
agree.
have went
I was
out
gonna say
shooting.
that too. This was a game for her to get 30.
Right. She
30
should have
for
had like
real.
30 points going
Yes.
down shooting.
Because they
You know what I
can't
mean?
guard her. They couldn't
Right.
guard her.
I'm not going to talk over you. I'm going to allow you to finish talking, because I can't hear the both of y'all at the same time.
But
Hey, make sure y'all
Paopao,
share, like, subscribe, man. Hey, I got 25 likes, man. They got 60 people in here. What we doing, man? Like the video. We got 60 people in here. I
like the
got
video,
25
people.
likes, man.
Hey,
And they got
nieces
3
and
people trying to
nephews.
come on stage. You're not a subscriber. You can't come on my stage unless you're a subscriber. So go back, subscribe, get out the stage. Then I'll let you come back up.
Hey,
Facts.
HC, what I'm saying is they don't have any killers. There's no killers. Only Paopao is trying to become that, but that's not her personality, really.
Mhm.
We don't know who the killer is. We don't know who the enforcers are. We don't know nothing. It's just like that, you know what I mean? And I'll land there and let Miss Tony go. But
I just want to say before Miss Tony go,
Hey,
I do agree with you on that, Jay.
I'll be right back.
Heard
Yeah,
you. I
go
do
ahead,
agree
bro.
with you said, Joe J,
Okay.
with the point that they don't have no go-to players. Because I thought that during the game too. That's what made me actually go look at the stats. I was like, yo, who's they leading scorers? Because I didn't see nobody stepping up. So I do agree with that point. Yeah, Miss Tony.
It's usually, what's her name? Full Wiley. She's always the one that leading in points. I don't know what happened to her today. She wasn't even there today. I'm not sure what's going on with the team. They weren't acting like the same team that I saw last week or the week before that, or from the beginning of the season. But I mean, every team has like I said, every team has a bad day, and today was theirs. And I'm knowing Dawn Staley, because she don't like to lose. She's going to go back in and she's going to fix what needs to be fixed. And I guarantee you, in the next game, South Carolina will be the same South Carolina that they've always been.
Well, the next
It is.
ranked game, we gotta wait to the next ranked game. But I think I think they said they play Iowa State during the broadcast, so we'll see. We'll see then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guaranteeing she's going to improve the team, and yeah, they do have a slow start. It seems like a pattern with them. They have a slow start, and then all of a sudden they spin it around and they're winning the game. So I don't know. That's what's the plan today. That they were supposed to have a slow start and then try to catch up. I don't know. I don't understand that plan, but today it was like no shots were going in, and it didn't matter what they were doing. No shots were going in today, and I'm not understanding that. So, maybe Dawn Staley, she's a champion. She'll know what to do and get them better.
Yeah, so I piggyback on what Tony is saying. I agree with that. I feel like South Carolina will bounce back, but again, like I keep saying, we can't act like UCLA is pushovers.
Oh
Sometimes you
no,
just
they're
get
a good
beat.
team. They're a
Yeah,
good team
sometimes you
now.
just get beat. Like it is
Yeah,
what it is.
I mean,
they're a good
UCLA
team.
was clicking on all cylinders.
They
they're
came
not
prepared. They came
pushovers,
prepared
but
today. They came
they're
prepared.
They're not pushovers, but if your bigs, their bigs didn't really dominate like I feel like. And I felt like Paopao and them could have put their foot on their throat and took this game. That's just me. That's just how I feel.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that
That's
assessment.
all.
I'm just looking at it from the other end.
No, they're going to make March Madness, and they're going to go far.
Rights is the problem. You get what I'm saying? Like, it happened a lot. Again, South Carolina is the more popular team, so a lot of people, we used to seeing them win. UCLA is a team that normally plays well but loses in the Final Four, whatever. But these players on UCLA, they not no pushovers. Like, it is what it is. Like I said,
but I'm not worried about South Carolina. They're gonna make the March Madness. They're gonna get. I like their team. I like the way the 1 through 5 is, and I like their bench. They just gotta, like I said, they just gotta figure out. All right, who's this? Who the 1? Who the 2? Who the person off the bench? If we're in trouble, who we gonna go to? And once they figure that out, they'll be fine.
Me personally,
I do too.
I feel like it gotta be Malaysia for Wally. I feel like she's the best person on the team.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see.
Malaysia gotta correct her attitude though, man, because she wears her heart on her sleeves because she's a passionate player.
Well, that's passionate, man. She just passionate. She'll be fine.
And Donna handle that.
Right.
She got the right coach.
That.
Ain't nobody worry about that.
But I felt Don should have let her play a little longer. Don pulled her, in my opinion, way too early. Like she should have let her try to get going to try to change the course of the game. Because then you could have sat her down. Then she just sat her down. She didn't bring her back, really. She didn't bring her back. It was like, come on, like, try. I don't think she was. How was she acting up? How was she acting up, bro? Like, so
here's what happened. This is me watching the game, right? This is what I saw. I saw Malaysia come in, and she made like 3 or 4 bad decisions that led to turnovers that I believe most of them led to points for UCLA.
She only had 1 turnover.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Let me say this. She made some bad decisions and she took some bad shots. So maybe they didn't lead to turnover, but she took bad shots.
Yeah, shots
and they got defensive rebounds and led to points on the other end. So she made mistakes. Right?
I disagree, bro. I'm sorry. I disagree with you. I disagree.
Shots didn't go in. Yes,
I disagree.
She didn't have only 1 turnover. Come on.
Y'all can listen. Y'all can disagree if you want to, but please let me finish since y'all asked me. But so she made some bad mistakes, led to points on the other team. Then Dawn didn't even pull her right away, but she pulled her. And then Malaysia got attitude. I didn't see this. I only heard somebody in Sess's chat say that Malaysia waved Dawn off. Like she was on the bench and Dawn was talking to her. She waved Dawn off. That to me explains why Malaysia didn't come back in. I didn't see it, but it makes sense. So if that's what Malaysia did, and we know Coach Dawn, then yeah, she's not coming back in that game. She had to do similar to her last year. They talked about it, right? Where she had to, have a come to Jesus meeting with Malaysia, and that led to her sitting, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get that Malaysia's the most talented player on the team, but she's got to mature so that she don't end up in this kind of situation because it just hurts the team, right? If you wave off the coach, what is the coach supposed to do? If all the other other players see this happen.
I didn't see her wave off no coach. So like I said, I didn't think the shots that she took were bad shots. They were just shots that she normally makes, she missed. And I felt like Don was wrong, bro. You sat her way too early. And she did pull her. Because after the next 2 series, Fuwali was on the bench. And I can't think of the girl number 1, Daniels, I think. She came on the floor. So I disagree, bro. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just disagree with the assessment because I didn't see her wave anything off, or I didn't even see her with a bad attitude.
She did that, I guarantee you that the news, the TV station would have gotten that. They would have made that a big thing.
I will say this though. I agree with Tony and HD about Fawali being again, I'm not talking about what B Will's talking about because I don't know about that. So I'm not talking about the disciplinary stuff. I'm just talking about basketball on the floor. If I feel like Malaysia should have been on the floor. I understand if she did what she did. I understand why she was pulled though. But I feel like Malaysia is the best guard, and I feel like with her speed, her pace, her changeability, her aggressiveness. I feel like she's the type of person who could change a game for South Carolina when they having a game like today. But because Brass and B Will told me that she's not the most experienced, I'm gonna put the onus on Raven Johnson, and I'm not gonna put it on Dunn. I'm gonna put it on Raven Johnson. I'm gonna put it on Te-Hina Paopao because y'all out there because y'all the most experienced, right? I feel like Malaysia is better than both of y'all. No disrespect to you two, because I think y'all both good. I think Raven Johnson is good at what she does. I think she's a lockdown defender. I think she needs to be more aggressive on the offensive end. HD, you know that because when I first met you, the first time I met you, I said the only thing I don't like about Raven
She's not
is in
aggressive.
my point guards. I said in my point guards, it's gonna be times where nobody. Look, this is a perfect game. Nobody on the floor scoring, and I need you to be able to go get 10 points for me. And I don't know if you disagree with me, but I know Showtime disagreed with me. Y'all was like, let her be who she is. Well, today is a perfect example of why you need your point guard to say, everybody hold up. I understand we not scoring right now. I'm gonna make sure that we get in some type of rhythm. Sometimes you don't need your point guard to take over the whole game because every point guard ain't that guy, right? If you got that type of point guard on your team, great. But you do need your point guard to say, hey, things ain't going the way we needed to right now. I'm gonna get us back on track, whether that's hitting three with Courtney Williams did in the playoffs, hitting three mid ranges in a row. You know what I mean? That changes momentum for your team. So that's what I need Raven Johnson to show me. So I'm gonna put the blame on her. She didn't do that today. Today was a perfect game for her to do that. And I'm a slightly put it on Te-Hina Paopao because, like I said, in the first half, Te-Hina didn't give you shit. In the second half, she actually stepped up. She was really the only one scoring in the second half. In the first half, she gave you nothing. So partly, I'm gonna put it on Paopao because I'm gonna respect what she did in the second half. In the first half, I'm gonna put it on both Paopao and Raven Johnson. Y'all the guards out there. Y'all the experienced people like Brass and B Will keep telling me because I keep saying, hey, maturity ain't a reason why you bench your best player, right? That's maturity to me is something that you put your best player out there and say, I'm gonna teach you on the floor because you our best player. We gotta follow you. Hey, but you gotta learn how to be more mature. That's what I would do as a coach. But I do understand that this is a deep team. Dawn Staley has a luxury of bringing her off the bench for the energy, but today showed you needed somebody to step up because I'm with Uncle J.E. When I was watching a game, I had to go look at the stats because the way it was like everybody was just putting up shots and missing. Like they would just pass the ball around. Somebody with Joyce Edwards would put it up and miss. Somebody else would put it up and miss. I said, yo, who's the leader? Like who's the person that's gonna get them on track?
She always makes shots.
Right.
Kids, she always
makes
shots.
Exactly. That's what happened. So when I went and
she was missing, I was like, I don't know.
She was missing.
What was going on.
Exactly. So when I went and looked up the stats, it showed me. That's why I blame these 4 players during the game. When I went and looked up the stats, Chloe Kitts is their leading scorer, right? And then you have Joyce Edwards, you have Te-Hina Paopao, and you have Malaysia Fawali. Those are the 4. And even if you go to their total points, everybody's in the teams. Dumb, like Raven Johnson, for instance, I think is only made all season 17 points or whatever. Those 4 people I mentioned is in the 50s, right? And they ain't do shit today. So that your leaders on offense, who's supposed to be your leaders, just disappeared. And now every Bree Hall trying to knock down shots. This person trying to knock down. Everybody trying to knock down shots, and everybody missing. So I was with Uncle J.E. I'm like, yo, who's the go-to person on this team? Because I don't.
I agree with Uncle J.E. with that. Like everything Uncle J.E. and B Will, Miss Tony, y'all saying, like, there's no disagreement. Like I didn't see her go like wave off Don. So if that happened, you know what I'm saying, and I hear it later, I will gladly come and tell B Will I apologize. But I didn't see it. And I didn't hear it. Like the broadcaster, nobody said nothing. But my thing is, Raven Johnson, I don't need her to be Olivia Miles. I just need you to give me something. You got to get it
Exactly.
started. You got to get the offense started.
Put us
Even
in
if it's a
rhythm.
layup or even if it's a mid-range or step back, whatever your go-to is, do what you got to do. She was way too passive today. Like she just passed the ball and she goes stand in the corner. It's
Well,
like, I don't need you to stand in the corner.
You know, the crazy thing is that they had all those WNBA coaches out there and executives watching them, and this was your time to shine, and this is what you do.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Raven Johnson, I don't know what's going on with her this season, but that's not the Raven Johnson I know last year.
I think
She
Caitlin.
has not been a factor this year, and I don't know what it is that's going on, but something needs to change though.
I think when Caitlin waved her off doing that finals or that
No, but
that
she came
tournament.
back the year after.
No,
and
but I
she
think
got
that
into her butt.
completely. But I think that completely took her confidence and it never came back. You know what I mean? And she's been concentrating on defense because I listened to an interview that Raven Johnson did. She knows basketball, but I'm trying to figure out why it's not translating on the court. Like she could be a coach. I heard her talk basketball. I'm amazed. I'm like, well, why we don't see that on the court? It's a confidence thing. And I think at the end of this game, she should have threw Raven in like, yo, go out there and try to bring us back. To try to build a confidence, you know what I mean?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. I would have did the same thing. I would have pushed her and Paopao to said, look, I need y'all to go off. Just do what you got to do. You got my blessings. And I would have rotated everybody around them because I'm going to need you later in the season because we're going to get to a big game down the season. I'm going to need y'all to step up. And this would have been a perfect game. I agree that would have helped them get their confidence.
Well,
So I
The good thing is this is only one game though, so they could look at film.
Listen, I'm with Miss Tony. I don't know if I got your name right, but I'm with Miss Tony. Like this is one game. Like everybody was missing shots.
Her name is Tony, aka the champ.
Okay, the champ. So I'll call her the champ. So that's what I'm saying is that like this is just, you know what I'm saying, the first game, and I'm not finna overreact. You know, I feel Uncle J, if he feel they won't make it, I respect Uncle J's opinion because Uncle J, he see the game too.
Nah, but he might be right. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm saying. He may be right, but I just don't. I think this team gonna make it. I don't see this team.
I do too.
I just think it's like he said, and the champ said, and you said, Brooke. You know, they're just gonna. It's just one game. They had a bad shooting night. If they would have made them shots, I'm gonna stick by what I said, and I'll come back later, Uncle Jay, and tell you, hey, I was wrong. But I just believe if they would have made them shots, this would have been a different ball game. That's what I think.
Definitely.
Their post players didn't really dominate because
they had dominated on the shots. It was just not going into that basket for no reason. I don't know why.
They were just missing shots, and I think you can clean that up. You can clean that up and come back and play.
And HD, South Carolina couldn't hit, and it was like UCLA couldn't miss.
I know, bro. Whoever who that number 3 name be, Will, she was she was destroying them.
Bro, Jones is false. I don't like Jones. She's false, bro.
She false.
She false.
She was true today.
She false flagging. She false flagging up.
She was true today.
My thing with her, she 5'4". She 5'4" though, so I'm like, I don't know how she gonna translate.
Nah, this probably her last road.
Yeah, I think college is gonna be her highest level of basketball.
She not gonna get that off Brooke on the next level. That's gonna get swatted. That's gonna.
She got to translate.
Nah, I don't think. I'm gonna be honest with you, HD. I don't think offense is gonna be her problem on another end. I think it's defense. Who's she gonna stop?
Exactly.
I think she's gonna be able to shoot the 3, but her problem is I think she's gonna be another Kaza. Remember, Teaspoon couldn't play Kaza because Kaza couldn't put the ball on the floor. Like, yeah, you could shoot, but what else can you do out? You can't be a cone out there on offense, right? You got to be able to move.
And another thing, Brooke, Kaiser wasn't supposed to make the team. Remember, it was supposed to be Brina Maxwell.
Yeah, Brina Maxwell
got hurt. So that's the only reason why they brought Kaiser, because she was finna get cut. But Brina got hurt, and then she hit all them threes in that last game. So that's why she was able to make the team. But she wasn't supposed to make the team. It was supposed to be Brina, Camilla, and Angel. Those was going to be who they were going to work around.
Yeah. But again, I'm excited. We starting to see ranked games, man.
Is Brina coming back? Does
I
anybody
don't know. I don't know, champ. I've been looking everywhere.
It's a new management, so we really don't know.
I've been looking at everywhere. Like she's overseas, but she balling right now. So I don't know. But I think we still got a hold of her rights still. So I think we could bring her back during camp, and then we'll go from there. So I think that's why Jeff really ain't like saying too much, because I think he has her in his back pocket as well, because she's nice and she got some size to her.
It's another shooter that's on her level, maybe even better. I keep telling people about her. On Utah's this girl named Gianna Neekins. Number 5. Nice. She can score off the dribble, catch and shoot. Her numbers is efficient, but you know, again, I don't know how good of a defender. I gotta see her again. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to get too high on these players until I start seeing them against other players on a level.
Right.
I heard y'all hating on Jones. Y'all sleep. Jones is a top 5 3-point shooter in the country. Y'all is sleep on Jones, and that's been the last 3 years. Y'all sleep on.
Listen, what we saying is, how do she translate to the WNBA? Is what I'm asking.
Brooklyn,
you talking about
Jones? Brooklyn, I'm telling you, I played with a dude 5'3". It depends on what team she going to and who you got around her. He was 5'3", but he knew how to stay out the way and just shoot. There's a difference between a player who's short and just want to do everything and a player who understands the game. She is very smart. Look at how she played today. The only time you notice when she was on the court is when she was shooting, because she stays out of the way. She doesn't try to do too much. You don't see her over dribbling. You don't see her trying to drive on bigs. I'm telling you, you sleep on her.
She got 2 other distractions.
You know what this is?
She got Bets and Rocket.
Saying that about him.
Hey, Zo, you know what this is?
He went to Chicago with defensive players. He was there with Joakim Noah and D Rose and Jimmy Butler. You and Taj Gibson. You put her around the right players at the next level. Watch, you see.
Hey, Zo, this is your AZ Fudd moment.
She got 2 distractions out there.
AZ Fudd, Zo.
What?
Prince, she got 2 distractions out there. She got Rice out there and Betts. Yeah. She's open. They're gonna concentrate on Rice and Betts.
You put her in the right system. Trust me, y'all sleep on.
But I just don't know.
Hey, listen, this your AZ Fudd. This your AZ Fudd, Zo.
Because the WNBA,
that's who it is.
The WNBA, I don't know how they would. I don't know if they would keep her on the roster, because a lot of them are looking for size, and even if that person is that size, they're looking for them to be able to dribble the ball and play defense. So that's why I said I don't know if she'll.
You gotta have Te-Hina Paopao game to be 5'4", bro. Not just be a shooter.
Hey, it depends on the game. It depends on the team, the coach, and if they need a shooter. Like she's smarter than don't. I'm telling you, I've been watching her the last 3 years. I'm telling you, don't sleep. I watch her against LSU.
I got you. Listen, I ain't mad at you. This is your man.
He said, "This is your man."
Yo, Uncle J.E., where you from, Brody?
I'm from New York, bro.
I ain't hear you broke up.
You can't hear it in his voice.
I'm from New York.
Yeah, that's why I asked him. He sound like he's from the town. That's why I asked.
Of course, I'm from New York, man.
That's what's up.
No, Uncle J.
The Prince, man, she's a false. I don't care what you're talking about.
Hey, look, I just love look, Uncle Jay. I'm a point guard. I just love playing with shooters who just know how to stay out the way. Like that's my job to bring the ball.
But as a point guard, you also listen. As a point guard, I'm sure you wasn't no lockdown defender point guard. So as a point guard, you also love to play with defenders.
Who, me? Nah, I was a defender. That's
my point. That's why I said but still, as a point guard, you also love to play with defenders.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to hide.
Really. I didn't really care about the defensive end. I cared about did you know the play. I didn't really care about the defensive end. Like I cared about. Did you know the play? If you didn't know, coach, come get him. Coach, come get him. Come get him. That's what I did. I used to do. Come get him. He ought to know what that means. They ain't running the play right. Come get him.
Right.
But again, the game is different than when Ghost will tell you. Like the game is different than when we played. You know what I'm saying? Like Ghost will tell you. Like nowadays, shooting is the premium. Like you can shoot, you can play on any team. You can shoot because you all the coaches that they're hiring, the offensive minded coaches.
Yeah.
You bring in the wing defenders with an offensive minded coach. You can plug and play pieces around them because shooting is a premium. Look at Chicago. We complained all year. Forget about height. Dana Evans, every bit of 5'7". Like, come on. If she could shoot, we wouldn't be complaining about Dana Evans.
Yeah.
How many open shots she missed? Like, let's be real here.
I got two sheds out back from Dana Evans shots.
Yeah, I don't care if Jones is 5'4". If she could come in the game and go 4 for 4 from 3, she going to the next level. If she could just come in the game for 10, 12 minutes,
she got one more year.
What?
She a junior.
I think so. She's been in the league 3 years. I've been watching her for 3 years.
All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see in 2026.
All I'm saying is, if she could come in the game in HD, I'm not talking about she getting no big minutes HD. I'm talking about 10 to 12 minutes a game. You come in there and hit 3 to 4 threes a game, you're gonna find you a roster spot.
Okay, we're gonna see. What you said, Prince? You gonna record this?
I'm gonna record this.
We're gonna see in 2026. We're gonna bring Prince's voice back up when she go undrafted.
You're gonna have to put her around a lot of players that are like 6 feet and above. She's gonna have to be around them in the league.
Hey, HD. HD, if Diasia Fair can't make the league, I don't see how London Jones make the league.
Yeah, but she's more of a one-on-one and then go to the basket player.
Yeah.
This player is more of a
point. She got a whole bag. Like she can't even get on the team, and she got a bag.
Yeah, Fair do got a bag.
Prince, if you're gonna go for that player, what you think?
I know Chicago wants Olivia Miles. Just hypothetically, let's say the Sparks draft Olivia Miles and bring in London. That's a big team.
Right.
A team like that, she would fit with. That's a big team. We could protect her. We got rim protectors. Cameron Brink coming back. You still got Derrica Hamby there. You got big bodies. Rakia's long. She can go to the 3.
That's what I said.
You put it on the right team. I'm telling y'all sleep on London.
I said that's what I said. You're gonna have all your players are gonna have to be 6 foot and above and have her hide. Because on defense, you can hide her if she's around a bunch of trees.
Y'all sleep. I'm telling
you got hide until they single her out. That's really up to them.
Hey, what, bro? ISO.
Yeah, ISO. You can hide all you want. ISO
heavy because she only playing like 10, 12 minutes a game. So she come in 2-3 minutes here. Get out.
Hey, she better start gunning.
Get out.
She better start gunning soon as she hit the floor because ISO.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's her job. Is to just come in, get up a couple threes, and sit down. That's her job.
Listen,
Prince, what you think about James from NC State? I like James. She remind me of.
That's my favorite player.
She remind me of Gray. She remind me of Gray from Atlanta.
Yeah, she a beast.
That's a good comparison. I never thought about that, but she remind me. She got a bag. The way she gets to her shot, I love the way she gets to her shot. The way she put the ball on the floor and like gets her a step back or whatever she need to get her shot off. She's like she got the smoothest game.
Her stock is rising. Sanaya is going downhill fast.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact.
James' stock is high. I think it is. Rivers ain't been looking good.
She hasn't. The only thing Rivers got on her side is time, right? It's just early in the season. We don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, Rivers, she disappointed me because I got high hopes for her. But you know, we'll see.
Sanaya is not what I thought she was gonna be.
I think everybody's feeling that way.
After watching
she got time, but everybody's feeling that way.
And she didn't do diddly squat. I was like, what the heck? That is not somebody we need on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is about Sanaya that makes people love her? It's two things. One is the way she plays defense. And then two, when you look at her body, she got the perfect WNBA body. She's 6'1", long, she got a nice frame, but then she don't always play well. And it's like it pisses you off because you see the potential. You like, yo, like if you look at somebody like, and again, I'm not saying she's this person, but I'm just talking about frame and body. You look at somebody like Kalia Copper and you be like, yo, you can be that if you put in the work and you had a game, but I don't know. She not translating. She not showing that. So I don't know. It's a long season. She got time on her side, but
Brooklyn Rivers is Filet, whatever that girl name is on South Carolina. That's exactly who she is.
nah,
She's that same. Yes, she is. She's that
hell
same
no.
player.
What's her name? For Wally is way better than her.
No,
that's
way
who,
better offensively. Way better. Way better.
They flashy, but they have no substance.
No, so now it's not real flashy.
For Wally got substance, bro. Don't take. You probably seen some bad. Either you know what it is. You not a. I mean, you a LSU fan, right? JE.
My wife is a South Carolina fan. I'm an LSU fan. Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what it is. You don't really like the team, so that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Now, for Wally, that's why I had asked him earlier. Again, we all got our opinions. I don't care if nobody disagree, but to me, in my opinion, if it's 2027, Juju goes number 1. For me, for Wally goes number 2. But that's for me. But that's because when I look at for Wally, her game, I see AI. Like I just see I see Juju is Jordan to me, and for Wally is just like AI to me. Like I don't know, just like if Juju wasn't in that 2027 draft class, to me, Fawali is the best player in that class. That's to me. If ever people disagree, cool. But I love Fawali's game. The problem is she's not a perfect player. None of these players is perfect players. So we start to nitpick their weaknesses, act like, that they so horrible. Fawali, if she got an attitude problem, she got an attitude problem. That's something she need to learn. Like when we was talking about me and Zoe, we was talking about AZ. He was saying that, and again, I haven't seen this, but Zoe seen it. He said that he felt like AZ, if the play not ran for her, she lackadaisical. Well, that's something she need to work on. That's something her coaches need to get together and say, yo, when the play is not for you, I still need you to be whatever. So same thing with all of these players. These players is not perfect players. So, but when I look at Fawali, I think she one of the best guards in the country right now as a sophomore.
Who got a problem with her attitude?
I agree with that, Brooklyn. And you and me both
So B Will was saying again, I don't watch as much. I haven't seen as much, I guess, of Fawali as B Will and some other people. But B Will was saying that she has a attitude problem and that she has an immaturity problem. So again, I'm saying like that was B
with the
Will's
latter,
assessment.
but I disagree with the former. She doesn't have no attitude. She's a good kid, man. She's very coachable. That's what this is what Dawn says. She's very coachable. She's always willing to learn. She's always in the film room. Her only thing is she just got to grow, just like every other young player. Every young player has to grow. And that's my point about when we disagree about starting.
And she only played for 3 minutes.
That's passion for the game.
Yeah, she only played for 3 minutes. She only played for 3 minutes. Like, no, something else. No.
Is that how many minutes
she got? She played 3 minutes.
Oh wow.
She ain't played that long. That's why I said it was after 2 possessions and that she was out. Like, come on.
Yeah, 3 minutes when you averaging 20 on the season.
I thought
averaging 20 minutes on the season.
So for the
B Will
Clark of the game, but I didn't understand why she was sitting her on the bench. I don't know.
B Will broke it down for us. We haven't seen it, but B Will seen it. He already broke the news. He broke it down, and I didn't see that,
and I didn't see it on the news or in anywhere else where.
No, I feel you, but I'm just saying, I'm saying none of us are saying B Will is a liar. So if B Will seen it, if he said that's what happened, cool. I didn't see it. You didn't see it, Tony. HD didn't see it, but B Will said he saw it and somebody in Seth's channel saw it, and that's what happened. And it makes sense because to me, there's no real explanation on why Fawali wasn't out there. Like you got to have a good reason. So if she did that, that is a good reason why she wasn't out there. But
she was being disciplined according to B Will.
Yeah, she was being disciplined. But to go back to what you were saying, listen, we probably gonna have a different opinion on it because we see the game differently. And I'm not mad at the way you see it. I'm not mad at the way if you and B Will feels like, because of her maturity or whatever the case may be, she needs to be on the bench. I ain't mad at that. Like that's some coaches is like that. I'm saying me personally, that's not enough for me to bench somebody if you're the most talented player on my team. And that's what I look at when I see for Wiley on South Carolina. Out of all of the guards, to me, again, she's the best overall and the most talented in my opinion. Right? In 80's opinion, that's who she is. So to me, that's not enough to bench her. But I do understand, like I was saying to B. Will earlier, I do understand on this particular team her coming off the bench because they so deep. They got the luxury of doing that because you got somebody who can run your show in a Raven Johnson, and you got somebody who has leadership, and that's a veteran, and Te-Hina Paopao. So I understand Dawn having a luxury to be able to do that, but I don't think that's just talent, just maturity alone. If you're the most talented player on my team, I wouldn't personally make that move.
Well, I've seen Pat Summitt do that to Candace Parker.
Right. She did.
And that's arguably the best women's player ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what you're saying. Or you said
I'm talking about discipline. I'm talking about discipline.
That's what he's talking about.
See, I'm not talking about discipline, though. I agree with what happened.
No, I'm not responding to what you just said. I'm not responding to what you just said.
About what happened with the discipline.
I'm talking about B. Will. What B. Will said, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Absolutely. And I agree with that. I actually agree with you, Brass. I said early to B. Will, if that's why she got disciplined today, I understand it. I agree with that.
And that sounds about right because Dawn doesn't give her just 3 minutes.
Right.
Especially not a game today where nobody's doing nothing. So she had to do something egregious.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask y'all this. If anybody got a different take than the first person that goes, have at it. You got Fawale on your team, how talented she is. Look at the roster you have in the locker room at halftime. What is your conversation with her? I hit everybody again. It's easy to say, just put her back out there and let her go ball, give her a chance. What conversation are you having? Because just putting her back out there is such a broad statement. If you're in that locker room, what conversation are you having with her? Because you again, if she was upset on the bench like B. Will and whoever else on Seth's channel said, that means she's in her head right now. So you can't just put her back out there without a conversation. What are you telling her?
I mean, if she waved her off, I would talk to her and basically ask, listen, like, I need you in this game. Like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, what's your problem? I'll hash it out right then and there. And then we going into the second half, we finna ball. I mean, that's how I look at it if she did that. But I mean, if she did something like, threw something at her or something, then I would understand you're not going to let her play the rest of the game. But I mean, I don't know. I dealt with different coaches. Like if a player did that, coach would go in there one-on-one, hash it out, get all what you feel out. He going to say what he feel. And we move on from that situation. I mean, I don't see you sitting someone this talented on the bench because she waved you off. That's just the easy talking to because you've said, and this is what Brad said now, like what Don has said, she's coachable, she listens, she pays attention. So I'm sorry, I'm going to hash it out at halftime. I'm going to get on her. I'm going to get on my vets, which is Paopao and Raven, and we finna go out the next half and do what we got to do. That's to me what you're supposed to do as the leader of the team.
Yeah, well, you can be coachable, but you got to remember these are young players too, so they can get emotional sometime and get out their crib, because when was the last time they lost?
Oh, like 1,000 days
2021.
ago.
It's 2021.
Yeah,
exactly. So Dawn understands. It's easy to be nice when it's nice and cool when you're drinking Kool-Aid.
right.
But once that Kool-Aid turns into vinegar and it starts to rain and the ground starts shaking up on it, now how are you going to react when I get at you? So that's probably what happened. They've been so used to winning, things coming easy to her because of her talent, that suddenly now you waving people off because you up in your feelings. So Dawn had to sit you down. So, that's another part of that. She's coachable and all that, but no player is perfect mentally or physically. They got it, and that's what I mean about maturity, and that's what I mean about growth. That's a growing thing with her, that she can grow from this and get better and be better.
So,
And then
Brass,
piggybacking off what you're saying,
Brass,
Brad.
I got a question. So, I understand. Well, allegedly, she brushed off Dawn Staley, but you're in a game where your team is losing. At halftime, take that player, and you and that player gonna have a one-on-one, right? And put her back into the game.
Exactly. It's like, come on.
That's a simple thing.
Yeah.
Allegedly, if she did that, right, that's fine and dandy. But we're losing. I need my player, my bucket getter, to get it together. So you and me gonna have a halftime. We're gonna have a one-on-one talk, and after we have that one-on-one talk, you're gonna be back on the court and playing like you got some sense.
Some coaches, now that sounds like a WNBA coach would do. And in college it's different because you're trying to develop a young player. When you're developing a young player, you got to instill discipline in them and let them know who's in charge of what's what and how to conduct yourself properly as a player. I'm teaching you how to be a pro. So in college, coaches are more willing to sit their player down, especially somebody like Dawn, who has 3 championships under her. Now, if it was somebody who's a scrub, ain't won nothing, yeah, I could go with that. But if you talk about somebody who's a legend, somebody who played the game, somebody who's got 3 championships, somebody who's in the Hall of Fame and is going to be in the Hall of Fame as a coach, if not already, then I'm going to sit you down. I don't give a damn about one loss. We're going to make the playoff. We're going to make the NCAA. I don't give a damn.
Brass. What if this happened in the tournament? You gonna do the same thing?
Y'all taking my thing out my mouth.
Hold on. Let me ask Brass. Let me ask Brass a question, and I'll shut the hell up. Brass, what if she does this in the March Madness in the tournament?
That's different.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah, because it's one and done.
Hold on, Prince. Let me just get this off.
Because it's one and done.
That's my point, though.
You just heard me. Hold on, HD.
Go ahead.
You just heard me say that in a regular season, I lose one game. I don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? Now that may sound like double standards, but even Jimmy Johnson said he treats star players different than he does regular players who don't do anything. But I'm just letting you know. And I don't know, maybe Dawn would do it in the tournament. Maybe, and people would disagree. Maybe would disagree with the decision. But I know Dawn. She's about development and maturing players.
I know,
she's a disciplinarian.
I agree. So, I'm not talking about development. We know Dawn Staley's credentials. That's not on the table. We're talking about you're in a game. Like what happens now? The way Fuwali is, she's very passionate. She could do this again. She probably could do this another time. So why not hash it out with her one-on-one, let her know what it is, tell her what it is, who her boss, go from there. Now, if she does it again in the same game, then yes, I will put your ass at the end of the damn bench. But you gotta at least have a talk and a leeway with your player, because this player, they're passionate. They could do the same thing when March Madness come.
How do we know that she only did it? How do we know that she only did it once or didn't do it twice? We don't know.
That's true too. That's true too.
But I just want to say, be well.
You do it now because it's just, I know it was a big game. It was a big weekend for women's college basketball. It was their first ranked game, but it's still early in the season. You do it now, so you don't have to do it when the chips are on the line, when the games actually mean more. You do it now. Handle that. Settle that business now. Let her know, hey, this we not abiding this kind of behavior. This is what's going to be the consequences. So you do it now.
Be will. Like I asked Brass, what if she does this again in March Madness?
If she does it again in March Madness,
right?
And I'm Dawn Staley. I don't know, because now there's more consequences for Dawn Staley for not playing. You know what I'm saying?
My
It's like
thing is this.
from a disciplinary, I would think
I
that
got
Dawn
something to
want
say, so I'm gonna
would
go
want
after HD. I can't.
No,
I
I'm gonna
can't
let
But
do
no,
that.
before
no, no, no.
HD go,
Brooklyn, go after B
before
Will done.
HD
Go
go,
ahead,
hold
B
on,
Will.
HD.
My bad,
Hold
B
on,
Will.
HD. Hold on, HD. But because I do want you to go. But let me say this: when I see players like for Wiley, y'all gotta remember she's not a traditional point guard. She isn't a great passer. So
Yep.
why is Doran Staley yanking her from making turnovers? Your job as a coach, as a point guard, I used to get on my coach about this all the time at every level. Your job as a coach is to watch film with me so we can get our best scorers in the right positions to score. If
Yep.
your offense isn't the right offense for this scorer, why did you recruit her when you was doing film study? I be confused when we be excusing players' turnovers and just calling them turnovers when sometimes a player is turning the ball over because you got them in the wrong set, the wrong system, catching the ball at the wrong angle. If she's heavy left-handed, why do we keep giving her the ball on the right side of the floor and then blame her for the turnover? If she turns it over as a coach, if I got her getting the ball on the right side of the floor and she's stronger on her left and she turns it over, I'm not going to pull her because in my head, I'm thinking I'm getting her ready for March Madness.
Yep.
That's what I'm confused about. And you can go, HD.
No, I was saying B Will could finish up, because I interrupted him.
And I'll go after HD.
all I was finishing up with is that again, I would think that Dawn Staley is constant. You know what I'm saying? I think she is very you can count on her to be the same, to be the same, right? To treat the situation the same, right?
Correct.
But in the tournament, now there's more pressure. If you lose a tournament game and because you didn't play Malaysia, now there might be some consequences. Maybe not so much for Dawn because of what she's already done, but as a head coach, potentially, right? But that's why I say again, and here's the thing. So Brooklyn, the one thing you got wrong is I never said Malaysia had an attitude problem. It's all the maturity to me. I think it's her passion that she lets get out of control, which led her to do this, which got her benched, right? And that hurts the team. Not only just hurts you, it hurts the team because now you force my hand, you tie my hands behind my back because if you disrespect your head coach in front of everybody else, team. Now you tie the coach's hands. You gotta sit, and now no matter what's going on in the game, I gotta sit you, and that may not be the best thing for our team.
Yep.
So it's like, and again, it's not that she has an attitude problem; it's maturity. She's got to grow. She's got to not be so sensitive, because that's what led her to do it. It's her sensitivity,
Right. No, I understand what you're saying. Look, you and Braz ain't got a wrong approach, but I guess because I'm straightforward. Like I'm straightforward, I wear my heart on the sleeve. Like I'm passionate, so I'm a be like I want a coach to get in my face, let me know what it was, hash it out right then and there, and then I'm ready to go. I just seen more players be a lot better down the stretch with that approach than the approach of what Don just did. That's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. I'm a human. Don't care if I'm wrong or right. I just feel like that at that point, Fuwali could have changed the course of that game because you needed somebody who could go one-on-one a little bit and get her own shot to try to get the game back in balance. Then I'm going to go back to my set to moving the ball around in that once we get in the striking distance. That's just me. That's how I look at it. And, people may disagree with it, but that's how I feel. I felt like Don handled it wrong. If she did it, I'm not saying that Fuwali did it. I don't know. But if she did do it, I felt Don should have had that talk with her and hashed it out, been done with it. Let's go, because this could happen again, because we've seen these type of players before where it happens sometimes. It'll slip up because they're so passionate and want to win the game and they want to be so right. Going to be right, but they feel in their mind they got to be right because they're letting the team down. And I've seen a lot of players, if they're done that way, they sometimes go south. That's just my opinion. Go ahead, Brooklyn.
Yeah. Again, these are all our opinions, so everybody. I understand where everybody is coming from. Let me say that. But I do agree with Brass and what he was saying, because I think when I look at today's game, I think Dawn, nobody wants to lose. But I think this is almost a game that Dawn let them play out what they need to play out so she could use this for coaching. You get what I'm saying? Because we just talked about how they've been undefeated and they've been used to winning, yada, yada, yada. Sometimes you can start smelling yourself and you can start feeling yourself out there when you ain't running into no adversity. So I could tell by looking at Dawn on the sideline, she wasn't happy with what was going on. But she probably said, we need this. And then the reason why I agree with Brass is because right now, you sitting, because let's say you play for Wiley, because I do agree with you on this, HD. I want to see for Wiley out there, especially in a situation like this with nobody doing nothing. I feel like for Wiley could have been a spark. But let's say you play for Wiley, ain't no guarantee. For Wiley could have made a difference. Ain't no guarantee we win this game.
Right.
She might have put a dent in it. It might have been close. Ain't no guarantee we win. So I think Dawn and was saying, I'm gonna sit you, right? Whatever we got, we gonna handle this after the game. I'm gonna handle this in practice. We're gonna handle whatever. I actually think she feels like if a loss could be good, this was a good loss for South Carolina, for them to learn whatever they needed to learn. Because I do agree that with Brass that if this is a tournament game, you don't pull for Wiley for the whole game, because it's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna pull you out for these couple minutes. We gonna hash this out right here and here. I'm gonna put you back in the game because now everything means more. Now I don't have it tomorrow like I got right now if we in a tournament. You get what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I feel like again, sometimes coaches got to get out their own way. So I feel like Dawn is smart enough to know that, like, this is right today. Our first ranked game, we 5-0. Then played all unranked teams except for North NC State, and we 5-0. And now we going up against another team who could win a natty. But this a loss here doesn't knock us out of competition. So I feel like this is a great let them feel what this feels like. Right, let them feel what this feels like, and we go into practice and we work on these things. And lastly, I'm gonna end with, and I think I might have answered it already, but just to get back to Zoe's question, what do you say to your player in the locker room? I don't think you say nothing. I think you let her feel this. I think she sits on the bench, right? Because this is not a tournament. If this is a tournament, again, just a tournament game, or whatever the case may be, is different. I think you let her sit on the bench and then you handle it when you handle it, right? I think Dawn did make the right decision today. If what happened, again, if we talking about just basketball, she held out too long. But if we talking about disciplinary reasons, like Brad said about Parker back in the day, what happened with her and her coach, and we talking about disciplinary reasons, then I think Dawn did the right thing, right? Like I think Dawn has done enough. We could trust Dawn's decisions that if she felt like Wiley needed to sit her ass on the bench, she needed to sit her ass on the bench, right? So I'm not mad at the decision if what B. Will said happened. If what B. Will said didn't happen, it was just basketball, then I'm on HD side, and I'm like, why wasn't she back in this game? 3 minutes ain't enough for your most talented player. So,
but the bottom line is, it's one loss. No need to panic, because Dawn ain't gonna panic. She's gonna be like looking at the film, and then she's gonna burn that film. She's gonna look at the film, be like, look, see what happens when you don't do A, B, and C? See what happens here and there? And you veterans on this team now, you need to take more of a leadership role on this team. And, that's another thing I didn't really see in this game. I didn't see nobody pull their teammates and be like, look, we got to lock this defense down on the perimeter. They killing us. What's up? You know what I mean? I didn't see any of that from any of them. So they got somewhat of leadership issues because, like, for instance, for LSU, and one thing I love about Big Foe, she ain't having that. If you ain't playing defense, she gonna be in your ass.
Exactly.
and they don't have a Flau'jae, and that's what we could say what we want about Flau'jae as far as her being the way she is with her teammates and what she did with Poe and all that stuff. But one thing I do know about Big Foe, and I would love her to be on my team, is that she got that dog mentality, and she ain't gonna take no shit and no slack from her teammates.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they don't have that. Nope. Yeah, and they don't seem to have that.
She would have checked that at the door. She would have
said you can't teach dog. You can't teach dog. You got to have it in you already.
You got to have it in you. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and like I said, me and HD have gone back and forth about, the draft with Te-Hina Paopao. I just wouldn't pick her that high.
I told you what I'm doing. I'm trading that third pick if Miles ain't there. Miles ain't there. I'm out. I told Brass that. Look,
I'm not picking nobody at 3
because I'm not finna reach for no pow at that rate. How you doing it, bro? That's too high.
If anything, I take Centron. If anything, I take Centron. But other than that,
I take Centron. I wouldn't take Centron at 3. No,
not at 3. Yeah, not at 3. I agree with.
Y'all really think Centron gonna be there at 10, huh?
I'm just saying. I'm trading that pick to see if I can get a win.
Ain't at 3? I'm trading that pick. Like, if it ain't gonna live in your mouths, I'm not picking nobody.
But look,
else
you kind of making my point. You making my point I said earlier, Zone in chat. Remember, I said everybody focus on those top 3. And I said there's a lot of talent in this draft that nobody want to talk about. That's why, like, somebody I know she ain't had the best game, but if you watch her, she made some winning plays. Janiyah Barker, she gonna be in the first round, right? Like, Janiyah Barker gonna be in the first round as a girl named Akola Lee. That's nice, a center. She's gonna go. Like, it's a few players that nobody talking about, but that's nice. And then when people actually get to see them play, they're gonna be like, "Yo, who's that?"
See, in the top 3, if I'm in a draft, right? This is my logic. If you got the first 3-5 picks, that has to be a generational talent or somebody who's gonna change it. Or a franchise. Yeah, exactly, Prince. And I just don't see that outside of Paige and Olivia. I don't see nobody else. I'm just sorry.
Not even
now, if Flau'jae come out, then we can have another talk.
We disagree with Kiki. Kiki definitely friend. Don't let her slump fool you.
Man, Kiki ain't no franchise.
I've been watching Kiki for a long time, bro. Like, I understand, Brooke, what you're saying, but I'm not one of these mofos out here who just started watching. I've been watching women's ball since like the late 80s, 90s area. So I've seen Kiki. I've tried to like her, even when she was at Stanford doing I just don't see her as a franchise player. Now, I see her as a solid starter. I can see her as a solid starter.
I respect it. Like,
she could be an all-star, but I don't see a franchise player. I just don't.
But look, see, my thing is, I'm not. But look, here's my thing. I'm not mad at your assessment because these are all our opinions, right? Like, who's to say I'm right? Right? No, I could be wrong. She could be what y'all saying she is, but at the end of the day, we look at these players and we see what we think is valuable.
Correct.
Like, for whatever reason, Zoe think a 5'4" player could make it in the WNBA. Okay, we gonna see. Like, because that's what he see is valuable. I don't see that. So, but when we look at, hold on, Zoe, I know you triggered. I triggered you just now, but let me.
Is Kiki better than Izzy?
When we look at these players, we all using the eye test and we looking at numbers and we looking at games and we assessing what we see, right? So for me, I'm not mad at your assessment. I could be wrong. When my assessment, when I look at Kiki, I look at her first 2 years. Now, mind you, I wasn't a fan at that point, right? I'm looking at the numbers, right? I'm looking at her first 2 years. She really wasn't doing nothing. She was solid. Her last year, which was last year, she stepped up and she started putting up bigger numbers against competition. This is her second year, right? This is her second year. So now she got to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. It's almost what I'm telling people about the girl in Rutgers, the Destiny, I think it's Destiny Hendrick, whatever her name is.
Right.
She's putting up big numbers. For her first 3 years in college, she hasn't hasn't done anything. This her
Mm-hmm.
fourth year, her senior year, and now she's putting up amazing numbers. We got to see her against competition to see if those numbers is really what they say they are. So with Kiki, what I'm saying is Kiki made me a believer for what she did last year. Now we're gonna watch her this year, and if, when she played these games, these ranked games, so far she had one and she didn't perform. Right. So once we start seeing against more and more of these ranked teams, we're gonna see if she is who she say she is. I believe it. I think Kiki is the number 2, arguably the number 1 person in the draft, and I do think she's a franchise player. That's my opinion.
Hey, Brooke, I think she's a 10 to 15 pick.
I'm not mad at that. If that's how you feel, okay. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
The reason I'm gonna tell you, let me tell you the reason why I feel the way I feel about her though.
Excuse me, everybody. I'm just going to step down so somebody else can come up. Thank you for having me up on the panel. I appreciate
He can have 15 people.
no
So you ain't gotta go
Tony,
nowhere.
you
But if you
always
want to
welcome
drop
here.
down, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna step down too. But Brooklyn,
What's up, bro?
Izzy with one leg is better than Kiki right now, and Izzy is not a franchise player.
Izzy is definitely not as good as Kiki, bro.
What?
But okay, I ain't mad at you if that's how you feel.
He
Izzy
said
is
right
better
now,
than
though,
Kiki
Brooklyn,
right
you're
now.
not talking about as she
I
grows through the
know.
league.
I'm talking about period. I don't think Izzy is close to the
Stop
Kiki
it.
on one
Just
leg,
stop
on
it,
no
Brooklyn.
leg.
Just stop
On
it, Brooklyn.
I feel like
Just stop
with
it.
5 arms,
What
I
are we
don't think she's
doing?
fucking with Kiki.
Well, Prince, thank you for having me up, HD.
But I ain't mad at him. That's
peace
your
as
opinion
always.
too, Jay. I ain't mad
You
at you.
already know you welcome to over there. We be wild now. You know you
I'm gonna step
welcome.
down,
Hey,
people.
appreciate it as always.
Big shout,
You know
bro.
you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Hey,
But hey,
Brooklyn, you've been wilding all day,
Peace up,
man.
my boy.
You've been wilding all day,
listen,
man.
that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. But yo, listen, HD, the reason why, and again, I'm not saying I'm right. This is just my opinion, right? You could be
Bro,
right.
you ain't gotta keep
The
saying that,
reason
bro. You
why,
good.
no, you gotta
good.
keep saying that because people misconstrue that. You say something and these people misconstrue. So
Well,
like,
I'm not
I
them. I'm
want
born.
people to
When
know
were you born? When were you born? 84, 85?
I'm 86.
Okay, I'm 85, so you ain't got to say
We
that to me.
80s
I got
babies. You ain't got to
sense.
explain that.
I'm
Heard
good.
you,
You ain't got to
heard you.
explain that. I'm good.
Heard you.
Go
Nah,
ahead,
but what
bro.
I'm saying is when I do say that, I'm talking to the people and like whoever listen on the playback, the chat. I'm not
Oh,
saying
like
that to y'all
Shayla? Talk
particularly.
about
Yeah.
Shayla?
You never know who watches. So I want people to know where my stance, where I come from, right? But anyway, when I look at Kiki, one, I look at the WNBA and I look at the top players in the WNBA. So when I look at Kiki, she's 6'4". Right,
Yeah.
so she fit right in with those players, right? And then when I look at what she brings to the table, she has the athleticism. Not to say she's gonna do it every game or in a game, but she has the athleticism to dunk. Right, that means something to me when I watch her. So I'm like, okay, she got that athleticism. She also has the mid range jumper already, right, from the free throw line and in. So when I see the certain skills she brings to the game, this is somebody who's raw, who's still in college, who haven't even had her first rookie season in the WNBA. So when I think about her again, we gotta look at these players and think where they're gonna be, right? When I think about Kiki Ariafin and I think about her 3-4 years in her WNBA season, I look at her as somebody like, and I hate to say other names because we do that a lot, but when I look at the Asia Wilsons, she has a lot of skills that Asia Wilson has. When I look at the Neckers and I look at the other players who play her position, she has those skills. So for me, when I look at her, I'm like, she can be that. Will she be that? I don't know, right? This is all projection. But when I look at her and say she can be that for a franchise, whatever franchise she go to. That's why I don't even like to listen. I know they're gonna make it work out. The Paige Beckers Dallas thing, they basketball players, they're gonna figure it out. But when I look at Dallas and I look at Enrique, I'm like, Kiki is a perfect fit for that team and what Enrique needs and how they can grow and build. But I don't think she's gonna go there. Obviously, the smarter thing is a pick page. There's gonna be a bunch of marketing, and they'll figure out how to win that way. But I don't know. When I look at Kiki as a 6'4" big who has a skill she has, who rebounds how she do, can score the way she do, I do see her as being a franchise player. But that don't mean I'm right. I could be wrong. She could just be a good role player. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
no,
I see more. I see more than that.
I see an all-star and solid starter. That, like Prince was saying, I see that. I see she'll make the all-star team a few times. She'll be a solid starter. I'm just not building my franchise around Kiki. I don't see the want. I don't see the mentality. And to me, she loses. Like if she don't make her shots, like she loses it. Like she goes south. And I saw that. I've seen that. And the difference between not trying to compare her with Angel, I'll take Angel's 30% from whatever. Angel ain't gonna get discouraged. She gonna keep attacking. She gonna keep demanding. She's gonna make a presence. Her, I just don't see it. And then when I seen her with Cam Brink came off the screen more than her. That's just my opinion. I mean, that's just how I feel.
Nah, I ain't mad at that.
She don't. To me, this is why I say she's not a franchise player. The number one point of a franchise player is I can put 1, 2, 3, and 4 around them, and we going to the playoffs. With Kiki, I gotta put a particular 1, a particular 2, a particular 3, and a particular 5, and then we might make it to the playoffs depending on what my bench looks like. Franchise players are different, so we use this. It's like HD. You old school too. It's like it's like the word superstar. This day and age, we use that word too loosely.
Too much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Superstar.
No, I disagree with what you just said about
I was on an NBA stream the other day. I was trying to tell somebody Kyrie is not a superstar.
No, he's not.
He's levels to this.
Like, it's not. There's only about 4 or 5 superstars.
Superstars are franchise players.
Correct.
Like that's what a superstar is. You when you pick Kiki, you need to be 95% sure she's gonna be her. That's a franchise player.
That's not true. So let me ask you a question.
You aren't even 80% sure she her.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you.
Tell me.
Is Damian Lillard a franchise player, or was he when he was in Portland?
Not to me. I've never been a Damian Lillard. No,
so he wasn't a franchise.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never thought Damian Lillard was a franchise player. Now, if you talking Brandon Roy, if you talk about Brandon Roy,
I don't think a franchise player and a superstar are
yes, they are. They really do the same thing.
No, they're not.
He's a superstar.
Okay.
What are we talking about right now?
No, Dame's
so let me ask you a question.
Player.
Because Damian Lillard can't be a franchise player because I need to put too much defense around him.
All right, so let me ask you a question. All right, perfect example. In Houston, was James Harden a franchise player?
In Houston, teetering.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Give me straightforward answers.
James Harden was a good James Harden was a good sorry nigga to me. Like he'll put up all these great numbers.
I'm not asking about personal opinions. We talking about the word franchise play and how y'all just described it. What I'm asking y'all is in Houston, right? Was he the franchise player in Houston?
Not to me. Not to me, man. I don't know. I've never been. I don't see him as a franchise player.
We probably don't look at we look at these definitions.
Again, Brooklyn, just because you're the best player on the team, that don't mean at this point in time we got a franchise player. Think about it like this. At this point in time, does the Los Angeles Clippers have a franchise player?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Who?
The Clippers, do they franchise players? We not doing that. We not doing that, bro.
What team you said,
franchise player right now?
You said the Clippers.
Oh, the Clippers? No, they don't have a franchise player right now.
That's what I'm trying to tell Brooklyn. You don't always have a franchise player on your team at the moment.
But he's not playing.
It's okay to say that. That's not a bad thing. Some teams Clippers are literally in a semi-rebuild mode. They just don't got the draft picks to actually rebuild. So they're just trying to win with what they got. If the Clippers had draft picks, trust me, Kawhi would not still be with the Clippers if the Clippers had draft picks.
That's true.
If Kawhi wasn't with the Clippers, then they wouldn't have a franchise player. But the fact that he's with them, they have a franchise player.
You just say what I said, though.
No, I didn't. That means you didn't listen to what I said. I said the exact opposite of what you said.
Kawhi is their franchise player.
Absolutely.
I mean, is Kawhi playing right now?
It doesn't matter if you playing or not. The franchise player is the player that you know on this franchise, right? Is the person that we're building around.
Oh Lord!
So any decisions that they make on the Clippers is going to be based on Kawhi. Now, if you said like what you said, Zoe, if they had draft picks and they decided to trade Kawhi away, then he would no longer be the franchise player for that team. But any decisions that they
think
make,
the Clippers' last two
any
draft picks
decisions
was
that
built
they
around
make on the
Kawhi?
Clippers is gonna be based on Kawhi Leonard.
So do you think the Clippers' last two draft picks and everybody they signed this offseason was based on Kawhi Leonard?
No.
Yes, I think everything they did is based on
What?
Kawhi Leonard. I think getting rid of
What?
Paul
You
George,
didn't see our
everything they
roster?
did is based
That is
off
not a
Kawhi
Kawhi
Leonard.
Leonard roster.
No. They
My
built
nigga,
that
just because you
roster.
scream,
That was the business.
listen,
They
just because
built-
you scream and talk loud don't make you right. I
They
hope you know
built,
that.
they built that roster to get through the season and to try to have some pieces so they can make a move for either a free agent or if they could trade some pieces up their value, they can get some picks. That's the only reason why they got these players on the team, because none of these players would have been on the team right now if they weren't thinking that.
They
I'm
would have
just
kept
Let me
Paul
ask you
George.
a question. Let me ask
They
you a
would have kept
question,
Paul
maybe
George.
since it's that simple. Y'all also do know that selling tickets is a thing, right?
Yes, sir.
And y'all
Yes.
also do know the Clippers just opened up a new arena, right?
Yes,
Yes,
that's
sir.
the only reason
So
Kawhi's still there.
you also do know y'all
Correct.
need a name, period, right?
Right.
That's the
All
only
right,
reason
cool.
he's still there, though.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But that's my point. Y'all sitting there acting like the man don't matter. The man is there
We
for a
didn't
reason.
say that,
I
though.
Now
mean, I
the
didn't
fact
say.
that
I mean,
hold on. Let me
Go
finish because
ahead.
I heard what y'all had to say. So let me finish now.
Go
right?
ahead.
I heard. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not mad. Listen, your definition is your definition. It don't make sense to me. Like that's weird, but it's cool. That's your definition. When I look at the Clippers clearly have a name on a roster to sell tickets for the season. They clearly have a person on the roster who won championships before, right? Who dictates everybody else on that roster.
I disagree, but okay.
And that's
I
it.
don't
That's
think-
simple. That's what I'm saying.
Roster.
I don't
I'm
think
not
he
mad at this. We
dictates-
could disagree. I'm
I
not
don't
mad at
think
it. But
he-
Kawhi Leonard is still the guy on that team, regardless if he's
Okay,
hurt or
but-
not.
Okay, I don't think he
saying that, though.
dictates. I don't feel like. Hold on, Prince. Let me say this real quick. I don't feel he dictates what the hell the Clippers are doing. I think the Clippers are building value up so they can use some of these pieces to get some draft picks, and then in the offseason, they're gonna try to go after a free agent they can attract. That's all they're doing, bro. They not waiting on Kawhi. They've been waiting for Kawhi for how many years? 3 years now? I mean, he's just
Kawhi
his
been there
knees-
since 2020.
Okay, my bad. Like since 2020, he's had a degenerate knee since he was a kid. That's why he dropped in the draft when he was with Indiana. They traded that pick for him to go to the Spurs. He's always had these knees problems. Now he don't have any more cartilage or ligaments left. So he's just trying to get by, and they're using his name. And I agree with you. You're right. They're using his name to sell tickets because you have to sell tickets. But do I believe he dictates what the Clippers want to do? Hell no, because he ain't playing. He ain't played since 2020.
Like you said, we disagree.
Yes, sir. But you my brother, though. I'll F with you, though, but I disagree with you.
Ain't nothing personal. Ain't nothing definitely. This is basketball. This basketball talk,
cool.
nothing personal. We can disagree.
Oh, no, never personal. Never personal. Never
okay.
personal. You my guy,
me-
bro.
Absolutely.
Never personal.
Me, I grew up watching basketball in the 90s, right? Everybody wasn't a superstar on every team, and that was okay. This new age, everybody got it. You feel like people be feeling like every team got a superstar. Back in the day, every team did not have a superstar, and that was okay. Some teams had 2 to 3 stars, and nobody complained. Like,
what's your
every team
definition of
don't
a
got
superstar, though?
What?
What's your definition of a superstar?
Number one, I can carry the load offensively and defensively at any given time. And sometimes I might carry the load more offensively, but sometimes I might carry the load more defensively. That's a superstar. You got to play both ends of the court. Like, I don't know when that started where you could be a superstar and just be good on offense. Like, you got to play both halves of the court. You got to. The second part is everybody follows me. If you can't follow me, how am I a superstar? I could be a star and people be like, okay, we got him, we might win. I follow him. If they're playing hard, I play hard. That's a superstar. I go out there and I set the tone.
So now I'm going to tell you my definition. I'm going to tell you my definition of a superstar, right? And my definition is way more, I'm not saying you're wrong, but my definition is way more simpler than yours, right? And not only is this my definition, this is my definition because I actually heard an NBA player say it and it just made perfect sense. And I was like, that is the definition of a superstar, right? So the definition of a superstar to me, and the person who said it was I can't think his name right now, but anyway, what he said was, this person is on our team and we feel like we could win it all. You get what I'm saying?
What a superstar,
So now,
just
so
said
hold
that.
on. No, you didn't, but I'm gonna tell you. But hold on. Before we not arguing right now. We just talking about superstars, right? If you think about that definition, this person is on my team and I feel like we could win it all because he's here. If you think about that definition, it's in the NBA, it's only about 5 players that you can mention that you feel like that about. And in the WNBA, it's only about 3 players you can mention that you feel like that about. So, but
what's
to
wrong
me,
with that? That's what I'm talking about.
Right. I'm saying, listen, I wasn't mad at your definition. I didn't even say you was wrong. I just said we got different. I said mine's is more simpler. Right. But to me, and this is where we disagree, and I'm cool with it where we disagree. I don't feel like a superstar and a franchise player is the same exact thing. I feel like a superstar is your franchise player, but I don't feel like a franchise player is necessarily a superstar. That's my opinion.
So Draymond Green's a franchise player?
No, Steph Curry's a franchise player.
So I'm just saying.
But Steph Curry might not necessarily be a superstar.
Look, this is a perfect example.
Because look, let me ask you a question, HD. Based on my definition, right? You don't have nobody else on your roster, or you have 4 role players on your roster. Insert Steph Curry. Do you feel like y'all automatically gonna win a championship or can make it to win?
Yes.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't feel like just anybody. See, but look, I'm not mad at you. But again, my opinion, right? I don't feel like Steph Curry automatically gets you there, but I feel like somebody like Giannis does. Right? I don't feel like Steph Curry automatically gets you there, but I feel like somebody like the Joker does. You get what I'm saying? I don't feel like Steph Curry.
Not really. I mean, I see what you're so you're basically saying if you got a big man.
Not necessarily big, but I think
what he said don't make no sense because
I know it don't. I'm gonna let you because Zoe like to scream. I'm gonna wait till Zoe finish screaming before I finish talking.
Look, that don't make no sense though because you take away the KD years in Golden State, Steph Curry has got his team to the finals, and you keep forgetting Steph Curry has the regular season record without KD. They won those 73 games without KD.
I'm gonna tell you how you just put your foot in your mouth.
Steph Curry all time.
I'm gonna tell you how you just put your foot in the mouth. You did, but I mean when you're done. I'm gonna wait till you're done because you're still talking.
Giannis than Steph Curry.
I'm gonna wait till you're done.
That's not even a fact. That's not even why are we even debating that? That's not even a debate. That can't even be an opinion.
All right, let me know when you finish. Because you're yelling. You yelling again. So I'm gonna wait till you finish and then I'm gonna talk.
Doing? Come on, man.
You done? Are you done yelling, sir?
Man, you just trying to put Giannis and Steph in the same conversation. What are we doing here?
They're not in the same conversation.
Are you done yelling, sir?
I'm done. What are we doing?
All right, so this is what I was saying. I'm not talking about no particular team. You saw he just automatically went to the Warriors. Look what he did with the Warriors. Like, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying was anybody, any team you drop, if you take off, like you could take the worst team in the league, right? You could take the Wizards, right? If you take the Wizards and you drop somebody like a Giannis on the Wizards, they might make the finals with those bums. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying it's possible, right? I don't think Steph Curry is the type of player. I think you need to have the right players around Steph Curry. I don't think he's the type of player that you automatically. Yo, my bro, stop cutting me off, Brody. You getting me upset now because I'm showing you respect. You feel what I'm saying? So like I don't feel like Steph Curry is the type of player that you could just drop with.
Brooklyn, this is my channel, Brooklyn. We bros, but relax. Relax. It's okay. This is my channel. Look, at the end of the day, Steph Curry and Giannis.
It's no comparison, dog.
Giannis need too many pieces to be Giannis. Look at what's going on right now. Giannis has a better team right now on paper and on the floor than Steph Curry has. And
Yeah.
look who has the better.
Steph Curry can play without the ball. He don't have to dominate the ball to be successful.
Exactly.
So
What is he doing,
I
man?
don't. Giannis, to me, this is my thing. You have Dame Lillard, you have all these pieces, but yet you guys are struggling to be in the top 8, top 9 of the conference. It's like, come on. Like Steph Curry got on paper. I said this before the season, so I don't know if you've seen my channel, but we were arguing, my boy LB, he a Knicks fan. And I told him, I said, bro, the Warriors going to be better than you think. They're going to be nice because Curry's the leader and you got the spare parts around them. This is how you know who a franchise player is. This is when I grew up. You had Isaiah Thomas, you had pieces around him. He could carry you when you needed him to carry you. I don't see Giannis doing that at times. Giannis is either complaining or he's saying that I need this, I need that. I don't see that. I don't see that. Curry go out there and do the same thing every night. He sets screens. He plays defense. He shoots three whenever he needs to. He can get to the basket. He can also make everybody better around him. He can get the ball to his best players or to his or to the last player. He also is able to affect the game drastically. Like he could hit that logo 3 one time and the whole game is over. The whole momentum is changed. He's a momentum changer, and he has carried the Warriors plenty of times without KD being there, without Clay being there, and even Draymond. Draymond has been suspended or hurt, and they still find ways to win because Steph Curry is a franchise player. So I'm sorry. I
would argue that if it wasn't for Steph Curry and his transcendence, that KD wouldn't have done as good as he did when he went to the Warriors. He gave KD. He was like a Percocet for KD. He relaxed him and made him so relaxed. He ain't had to worry about nothing, so he could play free and show his talent.
Correct.
Because he had Steph Curry on his team. Right. He couldn't do that when he was with Oklahoma. And you see right now he can't do that.
Right.
All right. So
I'm gonna let you go, bro, guy. But you just think about Giannis. Honestly, and I know some people ain't too fond of LeBron, but at the end of the day, he in the top 5. No matter where you rank him at, he's a top 5 player all the time. Giannis is a poor man's LeBron. That's why he'll never crack the top 10. He's what LeBron would be if he couldn't shoot. Like he's a poor man's LeBron. Like if Giannis
he's a better Ben Simmons. He's a Ben Simmons who can actually shoot. He's not LeBron.
Doing, man?
No.
He needs so many.
He's not
Giannis
LeBron.
needs so many things to go right. Like he need everything to. You got Damian Lillard, and you can't even have a 500 record. Like what are you doing right now?
Yep.
Right.
What you got, bro, guy?
So y'all just spent, like I respect the discussion. Y'all spent talking about what it means to be a franchise player, and we were using a lot of what we call like analogs to the NBA, and I feel like the NBA and the WNBA completely different for the main reason that in the NBA, one player can actually carry like more of a load because the talent is spread out. You got 30 teams in the NBA for one, right? And in the WNBA, you got 12 teams. And you look at a team like the Aces, for example. The Aces got Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, all top-tier talents. They were missing Chelsea Gray early in the season, and they were struggling because they didn't have a point guard, even though they had 3 other Olympians on the team. You look at who won before let's not even talk about the Liberty. The Liberty just is the most stacked super team in the history of the WNBA. You look who won before the Aces, and it was the Chicago Sky. They weren't even expected to win. They had Candace Parker, they had Kalia Copper, they had Courtney Vandersloot, one of the greatest PGs in the history of the WNBA. You look who won before that. They had Seattle Storm. You had Brianna Stewart, Jewel Lloyd, Sue Bird on one team. And then before that, a team like the Washington Mystics, who had Emma Mearson coming off the bench to win Finals MVP, on top of Ella Del Don, the only MVP in the history of the WNBA with a 50-40-90 season, plus Natasha Cloud.
Minnesota Lynx.
No, but Minnesota Lynx. No, Minnesota Lynx before that, they were stacked, bro. They had like multiple MVPs throughout. Top point guards, Maya Moore, Sylvia Fowles, Lindsay Whalen. But the point is, like, in the WNBA, one player is not gonna carry you. One player is not gonna carry you in the way that that will carry you in the NBA. So that's why I was disagreeing with the whole point about, I wanted to come back to Kiki, because I think the idea that you can't make Kiki a franchise player isn't right, because in that case, like, there are a lot of people you could say would not be franchise players. Like, you could take a piece off the Liberty this year and the Liberty don't win. You could take a piece off of the Aces last year and they don't win. You could have taken a piece off of any of those Seattle teams and they don't win. But to me, Kiki is a player that you can build around. You could get Olivia Miles or a Chelsea Gray type point guard, and you could put some really nice shooters around her, open up that lane, and there's not really a lot of bigs that would be able to guard her. So to me, saying that, Kiki would need help, like, bruh, every team in the every franchise player, every star player in the WNBA needs help. That's just facts.
And even with that, though, bro, Gad, you can still tell who the alpha females are on each one of those teams, though. So even though you might have multiple All-Stars, multiple Hall of Fame type level players, you can always tell who is the number one franchise player on each team in the WNBA. Because when I look at the Liberty, you can tell that it's Stewie. When you look at Aces, it's clearly Asia Wilson, who's the best player on the planet. When you look at the Dallas, when you look at Dallas, Enrique Gumbawale. Yep. When you look at Chicago, Angel Reese. When you look at the Sparks, Cameron Brink. Going forward. Yep. So you are right to a certain extent. One player is not going to carry you, but I think what Brother Zoe is saying is you can always tell by who is the franchise, who is the face of the franchise. I think me and you had the discussion before. Who's the face of Seattle? You said it's Jewel Lloyd, and I agree with that because she's been there longer. She got rings. And she was touted to be the replacement or the franchise player after Sue Bird retired and after Stewie went to New York. Right. You see what I'm saying? So, you could tell who the franchise, even with the WNBA, with all these stacked teams, you could tell clearly who's the alpha female on each one of these teams. Like Connecticut, it's Alyssa Thomas. You see what I'm saying? Even though you got the best defender in the league, Dejanay Carrington and whatnot, she's the face of that franchise down in Atlanta. I just look at it
like this, Brass, before you finish. I just look at it like this, bro, Gad.
I'm done. Go ahead.
When you think about the team, if I don't play well, we don't win. I don't think Kiki is that player. If Kiki doesn't play well, we don't win. I don't think it's like that. Even while she's in college right now, that's not the type of player she is. Kiki is the type of player. If she don't play well, we need someone else to step up. That's a difference from if Angel Wilson don't play well, we don't win. If Kelsey Plum don't play well, Jackie Young could step up. Chelsea Gray could step up. That's the difference when you think about a franchise player. If they don't play well, we don't win. That's a difference. Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, they're stars. They're not superstars. Correct. That's the difference.
All-star players. They're all-star players. And nobody was saying that the superstar, the franchise player win it by themselves. We're saying your franchise player is that piece that everybody follows and works around. That's all we're saying. Like, we know this ain't tennis or boxing. Like, we know that. But if I think of a franchise player, Asia, yes. Stewie, yes. Jewel Lloyd, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've been watching Jewel Lloyd since Notre Dame. I don't think she's a franchise player. I think she's a star. A starter or all-star, that's my opinion. I don't think she's a franchise player. I'm just sorry. I've never felt that way. I always felt like it was mainly Stewie and Sue Bird who were the franchise players, in my opinion.
All right.
Well,
So,
I would say
hold on.
that too, HD. But I'm talking about like right now because they're not.
Yeah, right now you're right.
All right.
Right now you're right. Yeah, if you had to say somebody was, I agree.
All right.
But
So look at someone like Nafisa Collier, who was not considered an alpha when she was in college, right? And she went to the Lynx, and she was built up from by she had all the tools.
Cheryl
She had
Reed, Cheryl Reed.
Cheryl Reed made Nafisa Collier the player who she is today. To me,
Yep.
like, it's not a knock on Kiki that she's not an alpha, because she's playing next to Juju.
Oh
Wonky.
no, hell no. We're not
Wonky
knocking her,
not
bro.
saying that.
Gad. No, no. I'm just saying that none of us were knocking her. I'm just saying that I look at the top 5 picks as generational. Would you agree Flaw J's generational? You would agree, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now Olivia Miles, generational, right?
Yeah, as a point guard.
Okay. Paige Beckers, generational.
Of course.
Okay, now if Flaw J came out, outside of those 3, I don't see a generational talent. I'm not picking Kiki or them at 3 or 4 or 5. I'm moving down, or I'm going to trade my pick to get either more picks or get a player in there to help me on the wing that Jeff says he wants, which is a 6'1" to 6'4" player that's a guard or a wing or a forward. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's just me. I mean, like I said, you could see it differently. Not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that I see her as a solid starter. She's going to make multiple All-Stars, but I have to put her with somebody. I've seen it at Stanford. She was with Cam. She was able to do what she did because Cam took the pressure off of her. Now she's here with USC. Juju was taking the pressure off of her. She was just missing her shots, and it was one bad game. But I'm just saying, I don't see franchise. Like Caitlin Clark, I'm not a fan, but she's a franchise player. That's just point period blank. So it's like I don't see that from Kiki. That's just my opinion. I don't see that.
Yeah, I like Anissa Morrow better than I like Kiki.
Yeah, I like Anissa more, but Anissa to me is not a franchise player. But I like her more than Enrique. I mean, not Enrique. I mean, Arafin. I keep messing the name up.
Yeah.
Kiki. Yeah.
She's on the border though. Because if Anissa keeps if she keeps improving, she could be, but yeah, I agree. She could be one of those that could transcend because she does everything to me better than Kiki does. Rebound it, defend, shoot the mid range, and can go to the basket. I just think she's better. That's just my opinion too. Yeah, but Brogad, I'm not. Like I said, you may be right. Kiki go number 2, number 3, and she mess around and just go the hell off. And it's like, I'll be like, shit, bro, saw that shit. Because I don't see it, but hey, it's nothing wrong with it. I still think I got her around 10 to 15 pick. That's just how I feel.
I hope she drops in the draft, because if she drops to 10, the Fever are going to take her.
I think the Fever might get Janiyah, either her or Anissa. One of them two. But I think Anissa going to be higher.
The best with that team out of all the forwards. Morrow fits the best with the
Morrow
Fever.
fits better, yes, because Morrow could run the floor and she could space out. You know, when she'll be out the way, if CC want to try to dribble the ball a little longer, get to the hole, she'll be able to spread out the paint where the paint's not clogged up. And she'll take pressure off of Leah Boston.
And she's a better rebounder than Kiki.
Yeah, and Kiki. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yeah, because that's her thing is double doubles. She's already approaching some of Angel's records as we speak.
She might break them. She might break them.
And we know how transcendent a rebounder Reese is. So
the best rebound since Deborah Rodman.
There you go.
The best rebounder since Deborah
Rodman. Yep.
So Brogad, what would it take for Kiki to be a franchise player?
Like I said, a top tier point guard. Got to be a top tier point guard because she got to get fed.
Yeah.
And she needs
So she couldn't be a franchise player with Courtney Williams?
No, I can't see her working
Because
with Courtney
Nafisa is a
Williams.
franchise player with Courtney Williams. So I'm
Yeah.
asking. You see how I'm putting you in
so-
that bag right now?
I don't think, but I don't.
Hold on.
I don't think they
but Nafisa
franchise
still gotta win.
players on that
Nafisa
team. I
still
just
gotta
think
win.
there's some great role players.
Nah, but I mean, but you could. But if Nafisa had someone different at point guard, you could see her winning the chip this year. That's
I don't
Yeah.
know about that, HD. I think Fee is a franchise player, bro.
You think so?
She-
I think she's
yeah,
a
man.
great player. I don't know. I don't know.
I do, bro, because
Yeah.
she's the only player I've seen
She
this year.
nice though. She nice. Like she a beast. It's just
I think
I don't
HD just got to see more from her. That's all.
yeah, that's
Definitely
all.
a
Yeah, no, nothing wrong. Just gotta see a little more. She good. She great though. I F with. I think if Angel would have been on that team, I think she would have been even better. I think Fee would have been able to do more, in my opinion.
Who would have played the five
Nafisa
though?
game one, I would never forget Nafisa game one, bro. On defense and efficient on offense, bro, that was an all-time performance. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you lost.
Nafisa is a dog,
was
bro.
crazy.
If it wasn't for Asia Wilson, she'd be the best player on the planet to
No,
me.
I'm saying like Navis is a great player. Like I said, she's a great player. Like I had her winning the MVP if Asia wasn't around. I don't know. I just ain't see franchise, but I got you. Y'all straight.
Yeah. I mean, but again, bro, guys, see what I'm saying? See how you gotta, that's what me and HD was saying. When you're a franchise player, I could put serviceable pieces around you, and I got a feeling we could win. You could be a star, and we got to put the right pieces around you to win. That's not what a franchise superstar player is. A franchise player is you gonna carry us. Now, don't put no scrubs around me, but I don't need to break the bank, is what I'm saying. Like, don't put no scrubs around me, but I don't need to go get an all-star point guard and an all-star center and an all-star shooting guard and a perennial all-star forward just so we can win. A franchise superstar
Prince,
player
everybody.
is,
I gotta bounce, but appreciate shout out to you, Bro Gad, Brass, B Will, all of y'all. But I'll check y'all later.
All right, brother.
bet. We about to close it out in about 5 minutes too. Bet.
Yeah.
But bro,
Hey,
man, you see what I'm saying though, man? Shout out to HD. Make sure y'all go follow my dog. But bro, man, you see what I'm saying about like Kiki? Like you said, like I feel like you just got to put too many particular things around her if you're gonna put her into a franchise player.
All right, so Prince, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like when expansion happens, your opinion is gonna change because it's gonna dilute the talent, and you're not gonna be able to stack teams like how Vegas and the Liberty have, and it's gonna mean that players that weren't franchise players before are gonna become franchise players because of the fact that there's more talent spread out all around the league, and you're not gonna have these super teams. Right, so it's gonna change the definition. Like right now, we just got 12 teams in the league, 16 teams in the league, and Kelsey Plum leaves the Aces, and like I don't know, maybe Stewie or Sabrina decide that the Liberty ain't working out for them. Like it's gonna change the definition of a franchise player.
Yeah, I think he has a point there, Zoe, because
I get what he's saying.
Yeah, well, I'm saying though, what you said is true also. If you're a franchise player, you shouldn't need every teammate on your team, basically, or every starter on the starting five with you has to be an all-star or superstar. I agree with that if you playing in the NBA. But in the WNBA, when you only got 12 teams and you got to deal with the Aces and you got to deal with the Liberty and you got to deal with the Connecticut Sun, you got to deal with Seattle, you got to deal with Minnesota, those teams, you're going to have at least 3 or 4 other superstars, or well, not superstar, but stars, all-star, multiple all-star players. Like you said, don't put around scrubs, but I don't need stars like that. But in the WNBA, you do, bruh, because you only got 12 franchises. Whereas in the NBA, you got 30. So the talent is spread out. It's a little bit more watered down, pound for pound, than say the WNBA, who only has 12 franchises. So it's a high concentration of talent on each team. So you're going to need multiple good players or good to great players to at least compete with the big teams like the Liberty, the Aces, Minnesota, Seattle, or somebody like that, or even prime time when they were in their prime, Phoenix with BG, Taurasi, Cappy Pondexter, when they had that team. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with Brogad on that one, but I also agree with you, but I think it applies more to the NBA than the WNBA.
The reason I say that is, Brogad, because Brogad, answer this question. If you take Kiki and you drop her on the Liberty and take Brianna Stewart off, they play the same position. You take her off the Liberty, do they win?
That's unfair, bro. You comparing a season.
Here, I'm just gave me an example. So I'm asking. I'm set you up for that one.
Two-time MVP, Finals MVP, college winner. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
But Stewie is a franchise player, though.
But Stewie's a franchise player with multiple chips. It's not.
All I'm asking you is if Kiki is a so-called franchise type of draft pick, can I take her and replace her with Stewie and they be just as good?
No, bro, but you can't take.
If I take Agent Wilson and replace her with Stewie, are they just as good?
Yeah, but those are players that have already cut their bones in the league, bro.
Brogad, there you go with that championship stuff again. If you was to do it, if Stewie was coming out of UConn right now, along with Kiki, who would you pick number 2?
Of course, I'm choosing Stewie. In fact, I would even pick Stewie number 2. I would pick Stewie over Paige, bro.
There you go. But she's a franchise player. Kiki is not a franchise player to me. I agree with the panel. I think she's good. And
again, Brass, it's okay if every draft only has 1 or 2 franchise players. Like, that don't mean the other players are scrubs. And I think that's where the disconnect was at with even me in Brooklyn and HD. Yeah. Just because we're saying she's not a franchise player doesn't mean she's a scrub.
But that's what you want if you're picking number 3.
Yes, that's what we're saying. She got to be franchise.
In order to be picked number 3, she has to be transcendent and a franchise player like Olivia Miles, like Paige Beckers, like Flau'jae Johnson, like Juju Watkins.
Now, I'm going to say this, Brogad. It depends on the team, right? So, Brogad, let's say this year the Fever had the number 3 pick. Just let's say they had the number 3 pick. And they wanted to pick Kiki at number 3. It's okay if she's not franchise because you already got 2 cornerstones. But if she's going to a team that doesn't have cornerstones, she needs to be a franchise player if she's going to be a top 3 pick.
Hell yeah! Now, if the Fever had the number 3 pick, I'm taking Kiki, and that's perfect fit.
Because she doesn't need to be the cornerstone, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. And I think that's where the disconnect came at. We wasn't saying every year your number 3 pick got to be a franchise player and every team got to pick a franchise player at number 3. It's all depending on what that team standing is and who's on that team. For the Sparks, you have Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson, but are you truly confident that they're your superstar franchise cornerstones?
Oh, Rickea and Cam?
Are you truly confident? 100. You got the number 3 pick. You better be 100%.
Oh no, I'm not picking Kiki if I'm the Sparks.
That's all we're saying. That's what we're saying. That's how this conversation started. That's all we were saying. I think it got lost in translation along the way, but Brass will tell you that's how this conversation started. It started with picking Kiki at number 2.
No, I'm not picking Kiki at number 2. Olivia Miles is showing me too much right now as a point guard, and what teams need right now is a point guard.
Yep, hey, he's right. He's right because I remember the other night you said that, bro, guys. So yeah. He said that the other night that he would take when we were talking about Olivia Miles. Brogad said, "Yeah, I'd take Olivia Miles because we wanted Olivia Miles to drop the 3 to Chicago." Yeah. But Brogad believes that LA cannot pass up on that kind of talent at number 2 because they already lost Paige Beckers to Dallas, and they're not going to skip Olivia Miles according to what brother Brogad said.
I agree. And that's Brogad. I don't know if you was here when the conversation first started. I think you started listening a little later on when we started like getting into the NBA a little bit more. But that's how the conversation started. Me and HD felt like Kiki isn't a franchise player for the Sparks for them to be selecting her at number 2 with the roster they have.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's how it started. I think when you came, we was giving NBA examples, and they got kind of lost in translation and got off topic a little bit because we were trying to make sense to Brooklyn in like a more like recent way. NBA, where you can kind of lean on the NBA a little more recent because WNBA teams are so jam-packed and still building. The NBA is so spread out where you can really identify your franchise players more.
Yeah. And you know what? Today, I didn't want to root against my South Carolina Gamecocks, but I wanted Lauren Betts to ball out, bro, because I was saying maybe Lauren Betts could take that number 2 spot and drop Olivia to Chicago because she's 6'7". You can't teach 6'7". Like they say in the NBA, you can't teach height. And she's 6'7". She's the same size as Camilla, but even thicker, it looks like. But the way she played today, ooh.
But man, we had that 3.5 hour mark, bro. Gad, I know you just came up, and you know I always like to give my panelists respect. Anything you want to get off your chest before we head out?
Nah, bro. Y'all was looking at that South Carolina game, right?
Yeah, that's the one we live streamed.
Lauren Betts is still a little raw, but bro, that size, and she got touch around the rim. Like she wasn't cooking it in, but
yeah,
she's at that stage where you can do so much with someone like her.
I hope so. I hope the LA Sparks are watching. Are y'all listening to Brogad? LA Sparks, listen to Brogad.
You could do a lot with her, but I mean, point guard first, obviously.
No, Biggs first.
I don't know about that, bro. Like right now, if you don't have a solid point guard in the WNBA, you find an uphill battle.
They can get a free agent.
Uphill battle.
They can get a free agent.
But yeah, no. So you're gonna be previewing more players in the draft, Prince.
Yeah, episode, I put it on my community post. Anybody who's still on the stream that didn't see it yet is on my community post. Sonia Citron is my episode 2. That'll be on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right, cool. Because I saw her yesterday, and to me, she sacrificed her game a lot to let like
Hidalgo
and Olivia Miles go off. But she had juju in hell in that first half, bro. Like
she did.
I was very impressed.
Yeah,
I was impressed too. I was shocked. Because I think, Braz, if you want to remember before the stream started, when me and Brooklyn was talking about it, and B Will still up here, he probably remember. I was saying, put King on her because King had size and was quick.
Right.
I wasn't even thinking about Citron.
Right. Yeah, I was, because I know how good she is on defense. Now she's better now than she was last year, but she was very good last year. I never thought about King being on her. I knew that Niel was going to put Citron on her. I didn't say anything about it yesterday because I wasn't really in tune, and I was like, okay, but to me. If you'd have pressed me, I'd be like, I think Niel gonna put Citron on her because she's long, she's quick, and she's tenacious.
Yeah. I was shocked, guy. I was shocked with her.
I got a dip, brothers. Y'all be cool.
All right, man. Be cool. Be Will.
Yeah.
All right, Will.
Now too. All right.
All right, man. Appreciate all y'all for coming up, Brogad, Brooklyn, HD. Make sure y'all go follow HD channel. I think Brooklyn just started his channel as well. AZ Baby, I think that's it. I don't know if it got a number on it or not, but AZ Baby, I think he just started his channel. Brass Tags, Bro Guy, Miss Tony, Uncle JE, Uncle JE. Appreciate you as always. Black Power in the chat. Miss Political. I want to make sure I'm getting through everybody who was really in the chat today. Mike, Daniel, Ghost, as always, man. Dennis, Jay, Miss Peach, Mischievous Times, all of y'all, man. Appreciate all of y'all for supporting my channel. Again, we're on the road to 400 subscribers. My 300 subscriber contest will be announced in the morning at 9 a.m. So you got until 11:59 p.m. to get in your number. Again, just go to the community post. There's 2 up there, so you can't miss it. Just comment on either. It really don't matter which one. Just make sure you're a subscriber and you like it, and put in your number 1 through 300. And if you're the closest, you're winning $50 gift card that you will be receiving electronically on Monday. So by 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, you will have, depending on your response, how quick you respond, you will have your gift card. And I appreciate it, Brass Tacks, man. Again, another great stream today. I'll see what I going to stream tomorrow. If you haven't already, go to my community post. Make sure you follow my movie TV review channel. I already got 16 subscribers on there already. I know that one gonna blow up. Who doesn't love to talk about movies and TV shows? My first episode of Cross, episode 1. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it 1 episode at a time along with my breakdown. So once a week I'll do a episode breakdown of the new TV show Cross with Eldest Hodge on Amazon Prime. So if you haven't watched it yet, go check out episode 1 only. Don't watch the other ones. And on tomorrow at 2 p.m. I will be breaking down that one. But other than that, remember, it's called I Am Zo Reviews, like you see I Am Zo Media. And if you just go to my community post, the tag is in there as well. It's called I Am Zo Reviews. Make sure you go subscribe to that one as well. I'll be doing movie reviews. Me and Rhea from Polite for What podcast will be doing the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon coming up beginning of next year. But my first episode on that channel will be the Cross episode from Prime, Amazon Prime. Episode 1 will be, I'll be doing the breakdown and review on episode 1 of that one tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you go subscribe to that channel. I appreciate the 17 subscribers. I just checked again. There's 17 subscribers. So appreciate 17 subscribers and haven't even posted a video yet. So that lets me know once I post videos, it's going to turn up. But again, as always, man, appreciate y'all for pulling up. Y'all all family. Make sure y'all like this video. If y'all have it on y'all way out, just click the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe before you leave. Click the bell for notifications. Again, click the bell for notifications so you know when I'm live. And make sure when you click the bell, you select all. Because if you select personalized, it's only going to send you certain ones. Make sure you select all when you click the bell notification. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It costs nothing, man. And again, hit that like button on your way out. After the video, comment what you thought about today's game. Comment what you thought about today's topics, discussions. Make sure you put those in there as well. And until tomorrow, peace, blessings, and y'all be cool.